Live from the basement of Julian Edelman, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
So we are back, the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast, after a week off for spring break. We were all running topless down the beach in Florida, so yeah, just kind of pushing them together for all.
I was pretty much like this the whole time.
It's spandex.
And Ed had his gun over his shoulder, and Willie was just...
It was Florida.
What was I going to say again?
Question?
So real quick, let me start every week. It's been almost 2 weeks. Well, it's been 2 weeks since our last show. So what happened in the last 2 weeks? Ed, to start. No, actually, no. We're going to start with Willie. We're going to go around different tonight.
All right.
Let's start with Willie. What'd you do the last 2 weeks?
Well, I tell you what, we got to talk about dart ball again.
Oh, thank goodness.
Hey,
good. I can sleep tonight. Then.
Yeah,
Ooh,
right now, or you can sleep right now.
So we won the first 2 rounds. Hey,
It's like last night watching the Masters at midnight.
oh boy,
that is awesome.
especially you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah,
You didn't.
well, no, I didn't, but I
That's right.
kind of did.
So, anyways, back to the dart ball. So we won the.
Thank God.
our first 2
I
rounds.
thought he would forget.
So the big thing is playing the championship this week.
Nice.
You know, we're in the biggest league in the state of Wisconsin, so it's got something to say there. You know?
So this was what, the semifinals that you...
the quarter and the semifinals, and now we're in the finals.
Really? And where's the...
Finals is going to be at VFW.
It's at Miller Park.
We're gonna have to be at the VFW, guys.
Nice.
You know?
Oh,
7
nice.
o'clock Thursday night.
You're going to
Mountain Heckle.
cancel your Coob match then? Just to...
Yeah, weather permitting.
The VFW, those are my kind of guys, though. I mean, they're all packing heat, you know.
Right? That and
Pretty safe there.
cheap drinks.
quarter-cent taps or penny taps.
25-cent tappers.
Yeah, there we go.
So, Eric, how about you?
Before everybody falls asleep.
It just went on a quick kind of a last-minute vacation with the family in the Ozarks. Played a little golf, did a little shooting. I kind of looked like Ed in that opening video when I was out there.
Obviously, he wasn't hitting much with a rifle.
No, it was shotgun. Yeah, nice little getaway with the family. Spent some time in St. Louis with some friends too, so it was fun. Nice to get away. Finally, it's been so long.
Yeah.
You know, other than a couple little weekend things, it was nice to actually get away and do something in this whole COVID period of time we live in. So, Edmund.
Let's see, it's been weeks. What did I do? Oh, you know what? I went to opening day at Miller American Insurance Park, Fairfield. I don't even know what the name of it is. You know what's weird, though? It was a great game. You know, it went to, what do they call it now, overtime? Or what do they call it in soccer? Because I've been watching Ted Lasso.
Extra time.
Extra time, yeah. I went to extra time, and we had a friend of the show come in. Jimmy Wright flew in from Nashville.
Oh, he was there with you guys?
Just for the game, and he had an Uber out at the end of 9 because he had 45 minutes before his plane left. So it was awesome. It was awesome, you know. So he came in.
Did he bring his guitar?
There was no room. He didn't even bring. He brought nothing. He had no. Well, anyway, so we're. So that was a great game. You know, Brewers ended up winning in extras, and but it was really weird. They had the sausage race now with COVID, so they just pre-recorded like this sausage race.
I heard about that.
It was the weirdest thing. It's like it's just a pre-recorded. I'm going to give you guys each a guess to who won the sausage race.
Chorizo.
Willie,
I'm going to go with the Polish.
you guys are all wrong. It was Joe Biden. True story.
I believe you.
Masked or unmasked?
And then who won the sausage sword fight in the bathroom later?
Also Joe Biden.
Okay, so
How about you, Scott?
I was gone. I went to the state of Florida.
Not Ohio?
No, Florida. Yeah.
Well, wait until we see the pictures.
Yeah, we'll be the judge of that.
I was telling these guys earlier. I went to a pretty cool Tiger Woods mini golf course. It was pretty legit. Pretty good food too at the place. You know what's good food when you have the senior crowd coming in just eating.
Yeah.
It was
So,
loaded.
you know,
at
it was priced well.
At 4:30, the place was packed.
Well, it was like 2. So we decided after we golfed the first 18, we had lunch there, and then we. And the food was solid. It was good. I mean, for $60, we had a couple drinks and all of us ate, and it was solid. So it was legit.
Nice.
It was good.
Did you have drinks on the course? It was
They
a
had
putting course, right?
Waitresses would come to you.
Oh.
it was a sweet concept.
They would come to you?
order on your phone,
Yeah.
and they bring you your drinks.
Nice.
It was weird though because
Oh,
Scott
wow.
drove the cart right off the cliff on the end. No, too soon.
Well,
Too soon.
was it
No,
the
he was trying to go through the clown's mouth. Come on.
Yeah. Did you get the standard mini golf putters, or did they give you nice putters?
No, they were standard mini golf.
Oh,
putters.
could you bring your own putter to play there?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. I didn't.
Saw a couple
yeah.
of jag-offs like that there.
I was going to say, is that
That'd be-
a thing?
That would be me.
That's right.
Is that a thing?
Where's my ping?
Bringing your own putter? Like,
Well, not to a mini.
You're
not
playing
the,
for
not
money.
The Pirates
You're playing for
Cove,
money for
not
sure.
the Pirates Cove or
I
something
don't.
like that. But
I was just.
I'm gonna
wondering.
tell you, this course was hard, man. I hit a ball. I took a couple sixes on the Tiger course, and which is I think the most you can take or whatever. And I swear I hit a ball. My first ball went up, rolled back to me to the spot. I hit the ball again, rolled right back to my feet. Hit it again, rolled right back to my feet. My whole family all was one over or part it, but I got a 6. So, because I'm doing. Oh, they're all like, oh, and you golf.
So
because I'm trying to go in the hole. I'm trying to do stuff, man. Here.
did they make it difficult based on elevation, like curvature, and then thickness of the turf?
Just the sand traps.
Sand
Fake
traps.
sand traps were thicker. You
Yeah.
could putt out of them.
Yeah, I've seen
But
that
they
before.
had like their championship, their 19th hole they had on Tiger course. I hit a putt when I hit it, and we hit it a couple because like empty, so we just played it a couple times at the end. Actually, me and Jace played it as our playoff hole to try who's going to come in second, I think, or third. Because Sienna, no, it
Because
was
Jenny won it, right?
She did win the back. I won the front. I won the Cub.
funny.
The Cub course. She won the Tiger course. So I won Muni. She won the Masters.
That's how mini golf goes, man. The non-golfer usually just wins it.
And I hit the ball, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good. It was like back and forth, and nice and slow into a sand trap in the back every time. It was impossible. So
Nice.
anyway, so you guys want to hear what we're gonna do this week?
No.
On the show?
No, I want to talk more about mini golf.
Pirates Cove. I was there a few years ago. And,
We actually went to Pirates Cove in Branson.
Oh, how'd you do?
I had 2 aces.
Nice.
Yeah.
But who won?
I don't know. We didn't keep score.
What?
No. I won.
He's a legend in
I
his own
hurt my
mind.
finger on the pencil. See, it'll cut.
That's what she said.
Yes, finally! Now the show is officially started.
First one of the night. That's
Yes.
right. So we got the beer of the week this week. We also are going to have our fan poll's favorite vacation spot, and also talk about MLB, a little bit of NBA, the NCAA tourney, which we weren't here last week. We talked about a little about Baylor putting Gonzaga away early and often.
Ooh.
And I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. First thing we're going to talk about is Ed kind of gave a look, because probably didn't hear this news today, of our intro, the basement we're in today. But we are in the basement of this man. And he was released today because of a physical, and now he is announcing his retirement. Julian Edelman will be done with the NFL officially. I believe it happened today. I believe one of the best position receivers I've seen in the last probably 20 years. And there's many. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Wes Welker, we can name a bunch of them, but he is one of the better ones. I think his catch is more impressive than the helmet catch of the Giants, David Tyree. Him in the Super Bowl against Atlanta, that catch was pretty incredible. I mean, fingertips, not barely touching the ground. I mean, both great catches, don't get me wrong, but a guy that I would, in his prime, was probably one of the toughest SOBs for his size. And he was a quarterback in college.
Yes, he was, yeah.
So anything about Edelman, anything you like to say about him? Or, I mean, would you take him on your teams if you could have him in his prime? Obviously, would you? I mean,
Heck yeah. I mean, hell yeah. I mean, and he picked up right after Wes Welker, really, with the Patriots and filled that role. He probably even better, I would say. But yeah, that catch against Atlanta, that's something that always stands out.
Fingertips.
If he went to caught that game was over.
Yeah, you're right.
That game was over. Right there, that game's over.
Well, you know why he got his fingertips? Because Brady threw it. So it was
well, and I wasn't going to – I don't want to start the whole Brady debate, but, you know, everybody says that Brady never had any good receivers, blah, blah, blah. How about Julian Edelman, Wes Welker? I mean, some of the guys
how
were
about
talking.
Julia Edelman, too?
Yeah, whatever the hell is. I call him Edelman, tomato.
Edelman.
Isn't Edelman's that place that sells windows or something up Milwaukee?
I think it is.
I thought he was because he's
And
watching.
Edelman's is a dance club that Eric goes to.
Yeah.
Edelman's. Don't look in our windows.
Anywho, Ed, what do you think about Julian Edelman?
He still looks young.
Yeah, he's a good looking fella.
34.
He's a good looking fella too.
Yeah.
He's quite the catch.
I was gonna make a joke about him looking old, but he looks like 20 years younger than all of us.
So, yeah, they released him today at Willie. Yeah.
I just think about how much better he could have been if he could have, like, stick him up like Fred Biletnikoff back in the day, because that's who he reminds me of, is Biletnikoff, because he'd make those little curls and he's like a possession guy. So,
well, as Eric would say, if he didn't play with that turd Tom Brady, he'd probably be way better.
Oh, God.
So,
imagine if he was with Rodgers.
Did he come up with the Patriots then? And they,
yeah, I believe they drafted him and everything. He was a seventh round pick.
And he was a quarterback coming out of college.
Yeah, he played in Nevada, was it, or something like that? I can't remember.
So I'm guessing he didn't play like his first year or so.
No, because I think he was there in Wes Welker's. I believe he was. I could be wrong, but because he's played for 12 years.
Yeah,
which I didn't think it was. I didn't think he played that long. 12 years.
That's pretty good.
Is he a Hall of Famer? You think?
Kent State.
You don't think he's a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so.
No.
Not everybody has to be a Hall of Famer. He's got a great career.
Yeah, good career. I don't think the numbers are there for Hall of Fame.
Willie?
Golden Flash. Kent State.
Oh, Kent State. Okay. Oh, I know it was a weird school. It was yeah.
Was he a good quarterback? I mean, was he a stud? Was he like Brady?
I don't know. Let's look at his stats here.
I did visit the house that Brady built. I drove by to send pictures to you guys in Tampa.
He built that house.
Yeah, I drove by the stadium, and their practice facilities. You ever drive by that practice facility ever?
I drove past there about a month ago.
How the atrium is like a football. It's awesome. It's sweet
cool.
looking. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the flag is giant. Their flag they put out front, it's like one of those the American flag up in Wisconsin, drive that insurance place. It's as big as that.
Oh, really?
It actually has a torn look to it, too.
Yeah.
Like a pirate. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Are you sure it was the right house that he walked in or the wrong house that he walked into? Right?
That was Byron Leftwich's house, right?
He just walks into people's houses.
That whole Tampa area is pretty. It's pretty cool right there because the Yankees got those like 6 diamonds right there.
That's a great stadium right there too. Yeah. Beautiful looking minor league.
And
a minor league team plays too.
Yeah.
What was the name of the team? I saw
Tampa Yankees.
No, it was a weird. It was like I saw the name and I thought it was kind of funny name. It was kind of cool name. I don't know, but it was. I saw it. Yeah. Big picture Aaron Judge on the thing.
And all the strip clubs are right behind there too.
Yeah, I took the kids. We had lunch there.
Oh, I parked there. They got great parking.
Thanks for sending me the pictures. That was awesome.
My kids eating lunch?
No, the strip club. Oh, yeah, eating lunch, yeah.
Eating
lunch.
Eating wings.
Yeah.
My flash wasn't working on my camera that day.
What's Tampa Rays Park called? The
Tropicana are still right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and it's over in St. Pete. It's across
it's St. Pete, and it looks like
Tampa St. Pete.
If you think Soldier Field looks like a spaceship, well, then you haven't seen this place yet.
It looks awful.
It's terrible, and I heard it's like a dungeon inside.
And I heard
it is,
and they sell it out every day, right?
I've been there.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you can't. It's. COVID's the best thing to happen to it because it looks sold out now. That's all we can have here.
It looks the same as it did 6 years ago.
No, sorry, just max capacity.
God, for a team that's winning, or for a city that's winning all these championships, I went by that thing. We were out on Tampa Bay catching crabs.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for it. And it's hideous from the water, too. It just looks awful.
Sounds hideous. Oh, wait.
Who's that?
Speaking of hideous.
That's who he dated for years.
Who, Tom Brady?
No.
Julian Edelman?
Edelman, yeah.
Adriana Lima?
Yes.
She was a Victoria's Secret model, I believe,
yes.
right?
Tell her to comb her hair. Jeez.
Jesus, she's a slob.
She looks hideous.
She
sounds hideous.
Swing.
Next up, real quick, we could talk about, since we're talking about the NFL a little bit, NFL is going to relax their jersey number rules, and they're going to allow players to, and I have it here.
Wow, of all the NFL stories of the last 2 weeks, that's what you're going to
talk about. It's interesting because Stephon Diggs kind of pointed it out, and I never thought of it this way. So quarterbacks can be 1 through 19, receivers can be 1 through 49 or 80 89, running backs 1 through 49, 80 89, tight ends 1 through 49, 80 89, DBs 1 through 49, linebackers 1 through 59, 90 to 99, linemen 50 to 79, which basically stays the same, offense and defense linemen 50 to 79 or 90 to 99. But Stephon Diggs points out something pretty brilliant. He goes, "Why would I change my number to make all these poor people buy new jerseys of me that spend their hard-earned money on buying them?"
Oh, is this your NBA?
Is this an NFL money grab? That I thought. Is it a thing to go, hey, well, now I can't believe many players are going to change their numbers. I don't. I think it'll be new incoming players, I believe, because I don't see they like, oh, Derrick Henry number 2 would be cool. Derrick Henry going to change his number. There's certain players that aren't going to change their numbers just because that's their numbers.
Yeah,
I mean, Carson Wentz the players buy these numbers so they can be them when they go to new teams. So a guy that has a number most likely is going to keep that. I'm guessing that Aaron Rodgers is going to go, I'm going to be 3 now. or 2 or 1, which it could have been anyway. So
maybe like the NBA, like you were saying, trying to sell more jerseys forces these guys, kinds of put some pressure on
maybe
them.
they'll tell guys
if they get a cut, if they get some.
Yeah,
royalties.
I mean, if you get cut, but if you move teams, I could see. But if you're a team, I mean, I don't know. But is it a money grab? And that's why I kind of thought with Diggs kind of pointed out. I'm like, that's a good point. I changed my number, and all these people want to buy a new jersey now.
I agree with him.
This is going to mess up.
I mean, think if Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Derrick Henry would change their number. The NFL would make
tons
or Mahomes.
I would have to go out and buy 0 more jerseys.
They can't use 0 though, Ed. It's not number 0.
This is going to mess up our whole thing where we do the jersey, the top players from each jersey number.
Yeah, we're going to have to go do it again.
We're going to start
change. We're going to start over.
Start all over.
Okay, 0 through 10.
16 more weeks.
Cam Newton.
Hey, when we started this, we didn't have much planned.
So right. We've gotten a little more sophisticated in the last year.
Yeah, we have this TV
We almost
thing
think about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We can all fit at the same table now.
I don't know. Those days, well, at what table? We sat at home.
It doesn't look like a mob meeting anymore in the corner, like we're at an Italian restaurant.
Holy
Well, shit, when we were doing jersey numbers, I was sitting at my pool table.
Right.
You were sitting at your bar at home.
Yeah, my bar. That was way better, but
Being here with us, huh?
Yeah, it smelled better.
You guys are all right.
So a little bit talk about the NBA, and we'll talk about the Bucks in a minute. I'll start with Kevin Durant this week. A quote: "It's not the end all be all when I play the game about winning a championship anymore. It's about him getting better."
What?
Boy, what was he drinking?
He's a freak.
They're all weirdos.
That's what he gets for hanging out with Kyrie.
Yep. Kyrie, the sage got in his nose.
That's
right. The sage got in his nose and screwed him up, man. I don't know.
And it's easy to say when you've won championships, I guess. But yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
It's a weird thing to Brooklyn Nets fans. So it's not that important to you.
A little bit slap in the face.
Lucky they're not from Philly. They would have his head on a stick.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Ed had to watch himself there.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, he just basically says it's not winning's not the end all be all. It's about my growth in the game. Okay, you're a Hall of Fame NBA player. Your growth is where you're at. Now it's about winning. I mean, do you think guys like Michael Jordan walked out there and said, you know what, if I get better at the game? No, getting better at the game is why you get better is to win championships.
Can you play the Michael Jordan laugh
goal.
Right now?
I haven't got it. I got that's a great. I haven't got
that. Would have been perfect for that.
I got to get that.
What did Michael Jordan say? Yeah.
It's an odd statement coming from a guy that's. I mean, he's one of the top 10 players of all, top 15 at least players of all time. Like, does he really think that? Does he really believe that? And he's still able to be that good, and he believes that?
It's all
That's
black
just
and
crazy,
white.
isn't it? It's just, isn't that a head scratcher to you?
It is to me.
Somebody says that.
Even when you've played, I mean, I guess when you're younger, say you're in high school and you're trying to go become a pro or go to college playing the sport, but you are. I still believe that the better team you play on, the better looks you get, because then if you're better, you get more scouts to come, and there are more players to see on the team. If only one guy's going to the team, they're going to come see him, don't get me wrong. But it's less and less. If you got like 4 kids that are studs in these teams, you're going to get more scouts to come see him. Maybe 4, but there's a 5th or 6th get noticed by somebody. Hey, you know what? Maybe, so I still think winning is important. I mean, younger, I think losing is good. It helps, but as you get older, and when you get the pros,
Kevin
that's
Durant.
all it's about. It's about winning and selling tickets.
Craft for him to say that. That's strange.
But when you get to the pros, it's about winning and selling. And in college too, it's about winning and making money for the colleges. And when you get to the pros, it's about winning and winning championships. Yeah, that's what the end all be all. What do you got? What's left after pros?
Well,
there's nothing past the pros.
For
Hall
these
of Fame,
guys,
I guess.
It's about winning and their legacy. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, and
so is there a difference between him coming straight out and saying that and somebody like J.J. Watt who just said, "Yeah, I don't really care about championships. I'm just going to go play with Arizona and finish out my career."
Did he really say that?
No, but that's what him signing there pretty much said.
Yeah, because he could have probably. I mean, it depends what he could have got offered.
Obviously, he didn't want to really win a championship that bad.
Well, I mean, Arizona could be a contender. I'm not saying they're not, but who else? I see what you're saying. There's Tampa.
It's just an example.
But Tampa was going to offer. I have a feeling Tampa had their plan. They got it right. They got all their guys back, and that's their plan.
Yeah.
And they signed Giovanni Bernard today, if you didn't hear, as a backup.
Tampa did?
Yeah.
So now they got a third.
Yeah. So maybe Ronald Jones might be cut. I don't know. Are they going to use them all? kick returner.
Well, they still got what it was Keisha.
Oh yeah, the rookie from last year. So
Yeah,
one's going to be kicked, and maybe you sign him and see what he fits.
yeah,
in,
maybe
if he works.
Bernard's the guy that gets cut.
Yeah, you never know. So, but also Kevin Durant was in the news last couple weeks with Michael Rappaport. You guys hear that story?
Oh, I heard about the little Twitter war.
Yeah. Well, he
What was
sent
it?
a personal, what do they call them? DMs or a direct message. I'm sorry, on Instagram or Snap. Shoot or whatever the hell. I don't know what the fuck they're called anymore.
The tweeter.
The tweeter. But the thing about it was that he wrote in this, and it was a private between him and Rappaport, and they were good. They were friends, but then they've kind of had
A falling out.
a falling out between them in the last few months. And basically, he called him I can't say these words. C ass P, bitch ass, piece of poop, and a pale pasty sea guzzling bitch.
Man, Rappaport said all that about Durant.
No. And then he also told Rappaport, suck a D.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is
That's what she
C
said.
suck other men for
Oh,
attention.
that's the C. I was thinking of a different one.
Well, no, they're all in there.
Oh, okay, sure.
So and then what came out was that when this came out, the NBA fined
Durant.
and then people came to his defense. Well, it's private, blah, 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 blah. Well, my feeling is this, and I agree, it was private, but if you say that privately, you believe that. You talk like that.
Tell that to
In
Donald.
a way.
Tell that to Donald Sterling.
Exactly. Or tell.
That was an illegally recorded message there.
And then they came out, and he lost his friend. He lost billions over that.
Yeah.
And, they got paid. They sold his company, his team. But, but the other thing about it was that then they talk about the kid from Leonard. What was his name that got actually fined for the anti-Semitic stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And was cut eventually
Yeah.
by the Heat, was it?
Yeah, the Heat. Yeah.
Miles Leonard, is that his name?
Yeah.
I think
Oh, he
so.
got cut
I think
after
you're
all
right.
that?
Yeah. So people
That
are like,
does
it was way worse what he said. Well, yeah, it was what he said was just not whatever. But once again, it's the concept is there. You just can't talk like that anymore. That's just not allowed. And Michael Rappaport, I'd say it's kind of a, and I'll agree, it's kind of a bitch move what he did.
What did Rappaport do?
He told people. He sent this out. So he showed everybody a message.
What started this whole riff?
It's just been stuff going on. What was the start of it? I can't remember. It was something to do with. Oh, that's my phone. Hey, how you doing?
Too much language?
No,
Is that
he
what
wants to transfer a language. He must have heard me
Oh,
talk.
yeah.
Change languages.
transfer all that stuff you said, the sea guzzling, you know,
Oh, yeah, that's a different C, too.
D.
There were a lot of C's in there.
There were a lot of C's in a lot. Yeah. So,
He's got an affinity for the C words.
the C words, the C words, he likes them.
And what about the pasty white part? Isn't
sausage
this-
hiding.
Isn't it very racist in this day and age?
I don't know. I look at it
You
two
can't
ways.
say like an ashy black guy,
Is it
right?
the NBA's? Is it these? I mean, for words. Now, I understand when people do stuff wrong criminally, or these leagues have to step in.
Yeah.
I understand that totally. And they should. There should be you should lose that. I mean, lose what you gained because you did something wrong. You know, that gets you in trouble with the police. Mm-hmm. But when you're saying words, is it really the job of these leagues to step in and decide? Well, you can't say that. People, we can all judge on our own character and what we like about people. We don't have to. I mean, I know they're worried about, well, you know, then if people, the anti-Semitic stuff from Leonard, if it gets out, then people will, you know, not go to games and be outside protesting. I get that. I understand you don't want that, but it's so tough. I mean, I'd be smart enough not to say stuff like that in front of a microphone. I mean, that's just dumb on his part. But I just don't. It's just crazy. These leagues is like they're becoming. I don't know, and I get it. They're trying to protect the shields, as they call them, in all these leagues.
And here's how crazy this got. It got to the point where Katie was threatening Rappaport, bringing up his wife, and wants to fight. And he's had a situation. He goes, a place, you know, and a time to meet to fight. That's how.
Yeah, he was threatening him.
He must have got into Katie's head. He had homophobic slurs and misogynistic and all kinds of.
Well, then that should draw the line right there. This guy should be fined.
Right?
Any repercussions to Kevin Durant?
He got $50,000 fine. And it's
$50,000.
same as Leonard. Same as Leonard, which people were mad
That's
about.
like $5 for him.
And a lot of players stepped out and said it was wrong. Katie should never be treated the same as Leonard because Leonard did way worse. That was what was said.
But Leonard's not even on a. He's not even in the league.
Well,
now.
that's why I say he lost his job.
Yeah, I'm not saying kick Durant out of the league, but there should be more.
And this isn't the first time. This is the first time Durant's been in trouble like that.
Right,
He's
because he had the burner.
the burner account to make himself look good when he left Oklahoma.
I'd say, speaking as a Bucks fan, I say Kevin Durant should not play till next year. That should be the punishment. He should not be allowed to play till next season.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this. Do you think he got preferential treatment for being Kevin Durant?
He got fined. That's the rule. There was nothing else they could do. The team could. The team. The Heat. I think it's the Heat, right, Willie?
Yeah, it was the Heat.
It was the Heat.
That's their job. They can do what they want with him. They cut him, and he wasn't. And this is the point.
He was a borderline player
if it was Jimmy Butler, it wouldn't have. He wouldn't have got cut.
Yeah.
Anybody. So we have to. I get what they're doing. It's just easier cut the fat and be done with it because it's not worth the trouble. Now, they are different scales, but they're still what they said. It's still something they said.
Yeah. You know what? When we first started talking about this, I was like, that's kind of a crappy move by Rappaport, who's a drunken, pasty white Irishman. But after...
What does he drink?
I don't know.
He's a big potato guy.
Yeah.
He loves potatoes.
I think he's a Boston guy. He's kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's a Bonnie.
But now I think about it, Durant wasn't going to get any punishment from this anyway. So the punishment's going to be that he's got these public records now of him being homophobic, misogynist, talking about sea guzzling and whatever else.
Salami hiding.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know
and
what?
Sea sucking and
Durant did apologize.
Oh,
then it's all
all right.
right. Sorry.
Next topic then.
Just want to
No, but
make sure I got that in there.
Really, the only thing this is going to be part of his legacy now, that you can always bring this back up on him when anything happens. Next time he punches a woman, you're like, well, remember what he said to Rappaport in private, so it comes back on him.
Real quick, Cam, how you doing tonight? Cam is laughing at how I read the comments of Rappaport, the Durant comments. I did the best I could without upsetting people. You got to look.
You did a good job.
You got to protect the bench warmer seal.
No, I think sea guzzling should maybe be on our
On our business cards.
Pasty.
It could be anything.
Sports podcasting, other topics, entertainment, and sea guzzling.
Could be Crest. It could be Coca-Cola.
Could be seawater.
Hop is sending us updates on the Cubs game. Did baseball season start?
Who cares?
Did I miss that?
So let's go. Before I got some other.
That was a great topic. Actually,
I got some good ones
that
tonight, guys. I got some good ones.
Oh, good.
Let's go feel good right now. Let's go a little feel good for a hometown kid. Did good. You guys all probably saw this. Maybe you didn't.
You'd be surprised.
You guys
what
haven't
I
done
didn't
much.
See.
But
Matsuyama.
this fella
Hometown.
at home.
Oh,
in his hometown, Joe Musgrove, though, was the first no-no in Padres history, and one of my favorites, ex-Cubs, Carantini caught back-to-back no-hitters. The last two, he caught both.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
He caught Alec Mills against the Brewers, and he caught Musgrove the other night. So Carantini gets a nod on that. But, yeah, Joe Musgrove, back-to-back, not back-to-back for him, but his first no-no. And also the first in Padres history, and a very well-pitched game. The only guy allowed was a hit batter. Was the only guy allowed on base.
Is that it?
Yeah. So Joe Musgrove, a great game.
Was it like a Michael Conforto hit, or?
No, we get. And I want to talk about that. So anything about Musgrove, real quick. We'll go on to Conforto. I want to bring up that to you guys.
Well, the one thing I thought of, were they one of the last few teams to not have a no hit?
You know what? I was looking that up and I forgot to. But it's getting slim now with those teams.
That's
I mean,
what I thought.
I'll look at that.
Is the Mets are, or did they break that seal a couple years ago?
Oh, I've got to show you this when we were talking about.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Let's do
no,
this
that's fine. I think
that's the pouty face of
Durant.
Durant I was going to put him when he was up. That's Durant.
Oh,
So okay, that's it. Okay.
Fix that in editing.
I'm sick of him.
So yeah, Joe Musgrove, no hitter. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They were the last team.
That's what I thought. It's kind of what I thought.
It.
Yeah.
So that was the last team that didn't have a no-no. So good. Now our lives are complete.
Yeah, and Musgrove, he's even if you follow fantasy baseball or whatever, everybody's been waiting for a breakout from him the last couple years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was due. He's got the talent, obviously.
And Hap does point out Johan threw the one from the Mets that got them the one. Remember, they threw him 150 pitches and they never pitched well again?
Yeah.
That was true. Remember, it was like a 130 pitch
it was
outing.
quite a bit, yeah.
But that was their first one.
That was their first.
Yeah, I remember them hanging
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, Johan Santana.
Yeah, he was a great pitcher.
C, smoking was Cam's personal fave.
So that was another C.
I like that.
If we were Sesame Street, the letter of the night would be C.
But that could be
and the number is 69. Blah, blah.
the C could stand for
68, 69.
cannabis smoking,
Okay.
corn cob smoking,
Cornhole playing? Cornhole smoking.
It's got to be smoking.
Well, you could smoke the cornhole, can't you?
That's what she said.
She did not say that. No matter how many times I've tried, she has
Quit
not
smoking
said that.
Don't smoke the cornhole. What does that mean even?
It's just a straight no usually.
If we had commercials, we put one on right now.
Yeah,
It's time for commercial.
Dun, 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 dun,
So Joe Musgrove, the first no-hitter in Padres history, and also he's from the area of San Diego, like I said, hometown boy. So congratulations to him. Nice to see. I'm a fan of guys succeeding. So let's get into another controversial topic of the week, and it is the MLB moves the All Star Game out of Atlanta, and
cut for cannabis smoking.
there you
That's
go.
why.
Cannabis.
That's why.
So if anybody's followed this story, as it gets out further and further, the cutest thing about the whole thing, Colorado's voting laws are just as strict, if not stricter than Georgia's. The only difference is they do send out ballots to anybody. But the only thing I'm going to say about this is my feeling about the whole thing is that we look at the surface and as a rah-rah move by Stacey Abrams, that genius down there. And then after they moved it, she's now, that was a bad idea because we're going to lose money of these businesses down here.
Yeah, no shit.
And you're going to send an all-star game to Denver, which I'm going to guess has a smaller minority population than Atlanta.
That's a real good guess. Yeah.
That's quite a bit less.
Okay, so you're taking a game which was going to make money for small businesses. Now, I'm not talking about the hotels because they're all big business. But when you talk about these bars, we've all been to games in towns. Mm-hmm. When you walk down in Wrigleyville is a perfect example of this. Those aren't owned by big companies. So you walk down the street; those are all people just trying to make. Those aren't owned by huge corporations. Those bars, they're small businesses trying to make money. And when they have this All-Star game, could have put them in the black for 2 years, just that 1 week, couple days, 4 days. Honestly, I mean, now you're taking away from that city because you think you don't like it. All it is, it's all political. There is no joke about it. That's all it is. And people in Atlanta got to be fuming over this. They got to be going, "Are you kidding me?"
They are fuming.
They didn't get a vote or nothing. We're just going to do it.
They didn't get a vote.
They're in
the last
mourning
time
right
either.
now. Think about it, they're in mourning.
Oh, I feel terrible.
The small
'cause
business owners have spoken up.
I've been to Atlanta. Me and Jenny have been to Georgia a couple times. We stayed out there. And I'm going to tell you right now, no matter the color of person you're across that town, no matter who it was, they were some of the nicest people I ever met in my life. Mm-hmm. Working everywhere from 16 to 50. It didn't matter. Way better service, way better customer interaction than I've ever had in this town I live in. Mm-hmm. It's insane. So you're taking away from these poor people that are just, I honestly say some of the nicest people I ever met. Honestly, they were in that area, in the city and in around where we stayed. And it's a joke. It's just a joke to me that we're going to keep doing this until, and then people are like, well, people are canceling out Coke and Delta and all that because they're mad about it. Well, what about the NRA and all that? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to do it. That's why it's a free country. If I don't want to drink Coke, I don't have to. Okay? If I don't want to fly Delta, I don't have to. Delta has the cheapest flights. I'm going to fly them. Okay? Mm-hmm. Be honest. But when you're doing this, it's insane to me that we're just, the My Pillow guy came up. Oh, he got away. They wanted to ban him. They tried banning him too. So it works for everybody. Everybody gets attacked from all angles.
Here's the thing I'm thinking about here right now. I think the MLB did that to take the pressure off the players because then the players would have had to said, no, I'm going to opt out of this because I'm not going to do this. I mean, that's what. Am I right, or is that an option? I mean, that's what I'm thinking because I'm thinking they're like because otherwise there'd been a lot of pressure put on these ball players going. And I'm not saying it's right.
Oh no, I get what you're saying. I understand. You make a good point, Willie.
But
that's true.
That's what's going to happen to these guys because they're going to get a lot of pressure going. You better not play in this thing because I'm telling you what, it's not going to be good for you.
So they're
going forward. Right?
So they're pulling out of there, but yet large
That's
companies.
what she said.
They did say that. But Coca-Cola is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. Are they moving now?
They should.
No, they're just going to make all of the small businesses hurt there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the same company that said their employers are being too, I don't want to say if I'm not right or not, but white, was it?
Oh, it was Coke.
Was it
You
Coke?
are correct.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, you're Coke.
Coca-Cola is the same company that supported the Nazis in World War II. And when they were finally kicked out of there, they changed and created Fanta, which, do you want a Fanta? That was created in Germany. It was the only sugary drink in World War II, and it was done under the table by Coca-Cola. So they supported Nazi Germany. Now they're pulling out. They want Major League Baseball to pull out, but they're going to stay there. What about CNN? Isn't CNN headquartered in?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just off the top of my head now, just random things.
TNT.
So CNN's pulling out, right? They're going to move their headquarters out of there to Denver or. Oh, I can't. If I keep saying pulling, they're peeing out. Just peeing out.
now you got to hit it.
That's what she said.
But they're talking. I mean, and this is just something I looked up, and it's not sports related, but I just kind of it kind of ties it together for me. Georgia's voting laws compare to 7 blue purple states pretty evenly now. New York, Delaware. Delaware actually is the funniest one. The home state of our president. Who actually was spearheaded this, was not spearheaded, but he was brought it up and all. That's not right what they're doing, blah blah blah. One of the huge things about that state is that they have never allowed early in-person voting ever. They're going to start in 2022.
New York doesn't either,
but they never have ever. Okay, ever. The cutest thing is that Colorado is only 15 days. Atlanta is 17 days.
So
the only thing that's different, and I will say, they don't allow just people to get their ballot sent to them if they're a registered voter, which that's a different argument. I disagree with that anyway. I think you should have to apply for it. And if I have to have an ID to drive, to buy things, I have to, what, here's the funniest thing I saw, and you probably saw this too. Do you know if you go to the All Star Game to will call, you have to show an ID to get your tickets?
That's impossible.
No. Do you know that? I can't just walk in and go, I'm Bill Simonson. Is there tickets in there for him? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I need ID.
Well, that makes sense.
I don't need an ID.
How the hell do you get an ID?
Well, I don't need an ID.
It's impossible.
But I'm just saying, it's not true. Yeah. And this, you bring up the moron in chief who called it just a shiny trophy, who the Astros are, still never got in trouble for anything.
He's going to have a short tenure, I think.
But David Wells
better.
actually said he hasn't watched baseball in years and never will again. He don't watch it anymore just because of that. And he said he thought that he was a clown and he wasn't playing the game, Manfred. So David Wells was one of the players to come out and speak out. He'll be canceled, so we won't ever hear David Wells again. But that's fine.
Jeez, what did Kurt Schilling say?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Aubrey Huff.
Yeah,
was it Aubrey Huff's the other guy?
Yeah. So New Jersey, Rhode Island, Colorado was on here too. They pretty much align with Atlanta's.
Yeah.
And right after this happened, it was the saddest thing ever. It was like people lined up to try to get this from them. Like, screw Georgia and the people of Georgia. Mm-hmm. Cuomo was the first in line. Why he's getting him and his brother are getting free rapid tests over people in for months in New York at their Hamptons home. But this guy wants the All-Star game. Every state, we wanted it.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee.
I mean, I thought it was disgusting to me. I'm like, this state, this is not a time to be. You're still talking about people. It's people in the state of Georgia, in Atlanta area. They're going to lose money because of this. This has nothing to do with politics anymore. It's about people not having money.
Mm-hmm. But let's be
honest.
And
they've been planning. They probably did special things to plan for this. It was going to be, it was going to probably be almost back to normal for this All-Star game. Get people down there to watch this. And they planned for these people. Probably bought extra things. Probably planned. Yeah. They had orders in.
Hired extra people.
Yeah. I
mean, come on.
We're going to be ready for this. We're going to have a great year.
I know the small business owners have spoken out. Oh, I mean, they've obviously. And
then it's hilarious when the person that spearheads this is now backtracking, going, "Well, it was probably a mistake. We did this. Well, not too bad. It's been changed."
Yeah, but it would have been, poetic justice if Milwaukee would have got it, since the Democrats pulled out of their convention there already.
Yeah.
So now they got 2 shots at something and got nothing out of it.
Yeah. And this is it
cost them so.
And this is no knock on Colorado, Denver. I mean, Denver's a great city. It's a good place to host, but once again, it's not fair to everybody else.
I can't wait for the home run derby.
I hope it snows.
But hey, here's the headline. MLB swings and misses.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
what do you guys think? I mean, I know I talk, but what do you guys think? I know you guys said, but what do you guys think about the whole thing? Do you think they should have moved it?
I don't think they should have moved it at all. And moving it to Denver too is kind of. There's a lot of cities that could really use it. Denver's economy is pretty damn good because of cannabis right now, to tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And so yeah, other cities. I'm not saying Milwaukee, but there's other cities. I mean, screw it. Atlanta should have had it. You know, their small business owners were, like you just said, preparing for this and needed it.
They may have had the money spent already, not to be because they.
Sure.
Because it was such a bad 2 years. Or
even if you're strategizing, bringing in more staff and buying more product and all that stuff has to happen months.
Maybe
in
remodeled.
advance.
Maybe remodeled.
Exactly.
Put a deck on their bar thing. We're going to put a deck on here now, and we're going to pay for it.
Just like what Milwaukee
and make money.
Just like what Milwaukee went through to have the DNC, they were already spending money, and obviously that got pulled up.
Almost
for
like the
different
Olympics.
reasons.
They plan ahead for that stuff. It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not spending as much as the Olympics, but still.
So absolutely, Atlanta. It should have never happened.
You got taxi companies buying more cars,
especially
more
last
buses, everything.
I mean, it's crazy. It's 2 months before, right? 2-3 months before. It's July, right?
Yeah.
All Star Game.
Middle of July, I think is July 14th,
and
13th,
if you're a
15th,
small
whatever.
business owner or a restaurant owner, you think that far in advance.
Is there some kind of mental deficiency with the leaders of our professional sports leagues?
Yes.
Every one of them.
And
is there any one that hasn't just completely dropped the ball?
Well, to be honest, if we get away from the kneeling part of everything, I mean, that was just, it was what it was, and all sports. But to be honest, baseball is kind of looking the worst now.
He's the whooping boy right now, man.
With guys kneeling, you disagree or agree, whatever with it, but they're not. Nobody's losing money because
they don't have names of murders and stuff on their jerseys in baseball.
Yeah, but he's just not running a good league. Right now.
That's the thing. You're gonna have people.
I agree.
They're gonna be turned off by it. I mean,
And here's the other thing too. Think about this: who passed away in January?
Yeah,
Henry
Big
Aaron.
Hank.
And Big Hank.
They honored him with. You know what's weird
What
is
have we done?
so that
was his home. That would be a great celebration. For him.
Absolutely.
This
absolutely.
This happened the day after
memorial.
Opening day was Thursday. I went to the game. They honored Don Sutton and Henry Aaron and a couple other people in the Milwaukee area, and we were. You're sitting there. It's like, this is so great to be back in the stadium. It's it's only 1/8 full or whatever, and it was like, you know what? It's finally getting back to normal. I wake up on Friday, and they're like, oh, we're pulling the All-Star game out so we can make some kind of crazy, wacky political statement that we're on the wrong side of. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to cancel my MLB TV network right now. I've had it for one goddamn day. One day, and I didn't get to watch it because I was at a game.
Yeah,
and I called, and the guy instantly canceled, and I was like, you're not going to even ask me why I'm canceling? He goes, oh, we know why you're canceling, because everybody else is canceling too.
Oh, wow.
They knew right away. They didn't argue, didn't ask any questions, just, okay, here's your money back.
Hop, do you still have yours?
Oh, Hop will keep his.
Jeff says, good evening, fellas. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Jeff, love that picture of you wearing our shirt.
Yeah, wearing the shirt
Oh,
at
yeah, I like
Ohio
that.
Stadium. Yeah,
Down at the Harvard of Ohio, at Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio.
I like that.
So another thing that happened. Let's
Heart of the
let's
Midwest.
move on.
Enough politics.
Let's move on to some fun stuff now. So what does, if you guys might have seen this, if you have, what do Max Fried, Jack Flaherty, and Lucas Giolito all have in common?
I'm guessing they played on the same AAU team or American Legion team.
No idea.
Yeah, I think it's something right along
Or is
there.
it high school?
They played on the same high school team and all
Yeah.
pitched opening day starters. They all were.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty awesome.
Crazy.
That's
Pretty cool.
crazy.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
a pretty cool little story I saw. And all three, obviously, very good pitchers.
Yeah, obviously. If they're starting on an opening
Yeah,
day. Yeah.
Fried, Flaherty,
I wonder
and
if they ever
Giolito.
won state championship there.
I don't know. I looked it up. That's a
I
good call.
think
They went
They are
they went
Harvard,
over-
Westlake, 2012, Westlake. I'm guessing
one of them's.
Florida?
I think one of them's younger than the other two, if I remember right.
I'm going to say Fried looks youngest in this picture, so I don't know. I could be wrong, though, but they're all good-looking fellas.
Well, I'm the youngest around
Strapping.
you guys, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
want to say they didn't because you were saying did they win a state championship? I think they were. There was maybe two of them at the same time in there.
quarterfinals.
But you've seen, I mean, didn't Chris Bryant and
Harper.
Harper play on the same team?
Yeah.
And I've seen a few of those. It's pretty amazing.
No, I know you're going to step away. I know you don't talk about politics. I'm going to play something for you that I heard the other day. I thought it was pretty interesting. You guys know who this is.
I'm going to watch politics to get away from this show.
Take a listen.
Man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are awesome people, but we're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We're all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
So Charles Barkley, who never wants to be a role model ever, remember? But I tell you right now, man, when I heard that, he kind of hit it on the head, I thought, totally. I mean, it's what it's about. It's about making classes just kind of, it's divide and conquer, like he said. He wants you to not just make you think that person is bad and you're good. That's what cracks me up. And it's true. It's totally true. And I never thought I'd be looking at Barkley for, but he says all the right things all the time. He does. He just doesn't care. He don't care. He'll call guys out in the NBA. He'll say that's too. But I thought it was a very true statement overall, and I just give him credit for not caring. I mean, just saying what he believes. Good for him. So I don't. If you guys have anything to say about it.
Well, he's always been like that as far as just being able to say whatever he. What amazes me is Charles really doesn't get in trouble for a lot of this stuff, and maybe he's earned so much respect. And I love what he's saying. I mean, that's absolutely the truth. I mean, in my opinion, it's politics is trying to divide us in a lot of ways, and Chuck, being able to speak his mind and not get criticized like some others do, that's something else. We should look up to Chuck. He's kind of a role model.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with everything Barkley says, but I do agree with that. He did leave out the Asians, however.
We'll get to that later.
No, I mean, he's dead on right there. I mean, I love Barkley because he says whatever he wants to say. He's kind of like a Norm Macdonald type guy, or these guys that just don't give a shit. A lot of these other guys you'll see, or even like Joe Rogan or whatever, they're always worried they're going to make a mistake and say something wrong. And Barkley or like Norm Macdonald, they'll say whatever they're going to say, and they seem to get away with it all the time because if anybody goes, "Well, you said what's wrong," they'll be like, "F you." See, that was another word where I didn't say that. Just F you.
Yeah.
But he holds on to his job. That's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see TNT slapping his hands. No,
because people like him.
Right.
Well, and
people do. He gets the ratings.
He does say some racist stuff, or just like anybody else. But he doesn't. That's the only. I do have a problem with the hypocrisy of how they treat him compared to anybody else. So that was Jim Nantz that said something like, "Oh, Jim Nantz, we got to get rid of him." I respect Barkley though for saying it. I would too. Bob Uecker says whatever he wants. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody's fucking listening anyway.
And some of these guys, they get to a certain point where they're almost invincible, and like Uecker, Barkley.
Well, a lot of times that's their downfall, though.
Ron Santo?
Yeah, Ron Santos said whatever the hell he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So did Howard Cosell, but it bit him in the ass.
Yeah.
Because they got ratings. They get ratings.
Yeah.
Off the subject here, but Barkley just claimed that he was offered the Monday Night Football job and turned it down.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, that'd been awesome. I'll take
it. Would have been great.
I mean,
it would have been a shit show, but it'd been great.
I'm telling you, you guys like the TNT, the halftime show?
Oh,
when I do watch, I Kenny's okay, but I like Shaq and Barkley. I love Ernie. I think Ernie Johnson's awesome.
Yeah, and he's just
he's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest, like in studio tech. Like
Kenny's got to say something because he's got to be intelligent.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny's good because it gives them like Shaq and Charles are always making fun of him.
Right, he's a straight guy on here, and the other guys are
they're just crazy.
Oh, he's the smarter guy of the three.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly.
Shaq. I just was watching The Grown Ups the other day, and Shaq's awesome in that movie. So,
did you see what Shaq did the other day?
He bought some guys
that bought the engagement ring.
Yeah. It was cool.
And he kind of checked the guy out. He's like, he's a hardworking guy. Seems to be trying to get things done. So then he just flipped the bill for the engagement ring. That's awesome.
I could understand you too well. You didn't do a very good job at that.
The big Aristotle.
I did.
I mean, stick to Gruden.
You got that right, Scotty.
Okay, so I got my first Florida, Ohio tonight. You're going to know what it is right away, but I just had to do this because it's a great story.
We're going to figure out that Scott
It's
was
Willie's
in Ohio.
uncle. It's Willie's brother, twin brother first.
Uncle?
And,
Looks like his kid.
This guy was... Now, remember, this guy was lost... Don't answer, I'm done. This guy was lost at sea for 14 days and claims he was sexually assaulted by mermaids.
He doesn't smoke. He doesn't smoke, does he? Look at the mustache.
He described in graphic detail how he was forced to perform oral sex on fish-like genitals of these aquatic creatures, not only onto the women but also the men. McAllister's brother added in tears, visibly grateful to find his brother alive. So, where do you guys think this
Did he have to do any
was?
sea guzzling?
You hit the wrong one.
I was going to say, obviously that sea sucker is...
Is he a seaman?
So, where is he from?
As
Shoot,
crazy
come
as that
on.
sounds, I was gonna guess Ohio because I figured he was out on Lake Erie, but
Man, you beat me to
obviously-
it.
I know. I'm going Florida.
I'm taking Florida all the way on that one.
I'm going to go with Erie. He was in an ice flow.
It was Lake Erie?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. It was Florida.
I mean, that's what I was gonna.
Florida.
That's the first one I've got right yet. That's why I almost went Lake Erie because I knew I was gonna be.
So the genitals of a mermaid,
Probably was
male and female.
Well, you gotta remember, fish, their genitals on the inside, so that's a lot of sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to
Whoa.
go. He had to get.
Yeah,
deep
they have a
in there.
cloaca. It kind of comes out.
That's where he gets
I'm
the
just
eggs out
saying,
of.
that's what happens.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you drink. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And some beer is good.
I got my. Oh, there's the mic. Hey, hello. Beer is good, as we always say, and we're coming up on my 1 year anniversary being with the Basement Benchwarmers, and I went back to what my first beer of the week was, and it was Surly Pentagram, but it was a 2016 version, and so my beer of the week is the 2020 version of Surly Pentagram. So back then, a year ago, I did a 2016 beer, and we talked about all the great things that happened in 2016, like the Cubs winning the World Series. So I thought maybe I'd bring this out, now that it's baseball season, try to get some good karma going the Cubs' way, obviously. But it's been a great year. It's been a lot of fun doing these beers. The Pentagram is a Brett sour. It's a unique yeast strain. If everybody knows it as a sour ale, and it's aged in wine barrels. Gives off a lot of, what do you guys get from it? A lot of it's a little oaky, but it's a little.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It tastes like a wine.
Yeah, it's got a
I thought
good
it was
red wine. Yeah, it's got a good red wine flavor.
It tastes like a good Lambrusco.
A Lambrusco. Hey, let's raffle it off later.
It tastes like if you dumped wine and balsamic vinegar together.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
It's the way that Untapped
good
describes
combo.
it as chewy. Is it chewy?
You know what? If I had salad, I'd pour it on top right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
No, it's good,
it.
though. I like it.
I think Scott might have the best description ever for it. It tastes like wine and balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's got a little. It's
I watch
very
a lot,
tart.
I watch a lot
Very
of
tart.
Food Network, so I know how to describe foods.
But going back a year ago and drinking the 2016, the 16 was much smoother than this. So I think aging this beer,
Does it taste like you sucked a cornhole?
not so much. It
What a
tastes.
sea sucker.
That's what he said
Yeah,
earlier.
baby.
I don't know. He said earlier. I'm just going with what he said.
It tastes like the Cubs winning the World Series, 2016. That's what it tastes like. So it's been fun being on the show for a year. I'm officially retiring tonight. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Thank God. No.
I was just going to put my feet up on that chair.
JK. Cheers, gentlemen. Beer of the
Cheers.
week for...
Cheers your year for you, my friend.
Yes. It's been a good ride.
We never thought you'd make it this far.
No, I thought it'd be like a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yep.
So you wore it out. You're welcome.
we're still doing interviews, so
Yeah.
it's a
I know.
process. It's a process.
Is it time for my review?
We'll do that privately
When's Willie's?
There's going to be lots of...
when he's awake.
Man, that would be a nice interview. That would be lots of C and D and probably some P. Maybe some T. I don't know.
But I mean, a year ago, we were talking about jersey numbers, and we were reviewing The Last Dance, and just doing goofy.
And you know what? And
Weeks
some
upon
crazy
weeks.
crap that Blake Snell said last year. Remember, he was talking about the money that he wasn't getting, and
Yeah.
and all these other people are not making any money because the COVID's taking over.
Any
so-
innings in the World Series he doesn't get to pitch.
Yeah.
He gets pulled with a one hitter. He gets pulled.
See, that's what he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just think how far the show has come. It's a little more refined now, and we have these fancy graphics.
I know.
and
We're on TV now.
He got pulled way too early.
We're still drinking shitty beer, but yeah.
I mean, he did pull out.
He didn't pull out. He got pulled out.
I know, but I wanted you to hit the. That's what she said. MLB pulled out. What the hell?
So let's talk real quick, a little MLB, since we're talking MLB.
Hey, good segue.
Brewers, Cubs, White Sox, local area teams. Cubs are struggling right now. They're actually down right now 6-1 to the Brewers, so that means they've scored 3 runs in 3 games so far. I thought it was comical that I saw on a Cubs Facebook page or some Twitter page or something that after the Cubs beat the Pirates game 1 of the series, they was like, well, we should got the play the Pirates every day. And then they got beat 2 games in a row. So, bad wish. So right now, not looking good for them against the conference. Division opponents, looking not very good. Lost 2 out of 3 of the Brewers already, and they're down 1 here, and they've lost. They're actually up. They're split the series so far with the Pirates. So, not good. Brewers, just doing what the Brewers do. Just find a way to win with what they got. Yelich I don't know if he's playing tonight. I'm not sure. I know he had back spasms and was pulled out of the game.
No,
on
he wasn't.
Sunday.
He wasn't playing tonight.
Okay,
Did you
so
say he pulled out?
Yeah, so he's out tonight. White Sox. What's going on with the White Sox? I don't really pay much attention to them. Are they?
They're bottom feeders.
Okay.
No,
It's-
I mean Detroit's the bottom feeders right now. They got
It's
3
early.
and
And you know what?
6
It's
or
early in the
something.
year. So
Yeah.
this is early. It's a long season.
Yeah.
Warms up. Things happen.
Standings don't really matter right now.
Oh yeah, Detroit is 1 game.
So
1 game behind the Sox.
we had no hitter there tonight. We talked about Joe Musgrove. Just any takes on baseball? I know it's pretty early in the year. Any takes from you guys? Anything you see that you're like, oh, that's
Looks like
kind of
the-
surprising to me.
No, it looks like the Dodgers and the Padres are doing exactly what everybody picked. You know,
What about Tatis?
Yeah, he's supposed to be back though now, but my fans team's looking like garbage because
Yeah.
I have Bellinger, Tatis, Yelich.
Oh, Bellinger, what did he do?
He has a calf, but he'll be back.
Oh
so
my God!
he
So I
pulled out.
massaged that thing for him.
I was gonna go out there and do it for him. Wait, what are we talking about?
Massage gun.
Oh, his injury.
His injury.
I was gonna massage that thing.
not this Watson massage, just the calf.
As long as he pulls out.
That's what she said.
All right, next topic.
So yeah, baseball. We'll get more. We'll have Hop on next week.
I do have one little point here.
Go ahead. Willie.
Arizona Diamondback Tim LaCastro had his 28th career stolen base against the Reds, making him 28 for 28.
Wow.
to start his career.
Start his career, passing the Hall of Famer Tim Rock Raines, who stole 27 in a row, 1979 through 1981.
Have you ever even heard of this kid?
No,
Me neither.
no. He started with the Dodgers. I know that.
I mean, this is over a few years.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it
it is. Yeah. I think it was 2017 or whatever. So
Yeah.
you know what? He makes good choices when he leaves.
Yeah. Take some chances, buddy. I mean, come on. Jeez.
So, as we're talking about baseball, I did see a cool moment in St. Louis the other night. Colton Wong got a pretty huge ovation, and then he was actually crying when he was trying to hit. So he was in tears. So it's pretty cool to see.
Good job, St. Louis.
Yeah, good job.
Way to make your guy cry.
Only time I'll say that. But
In Philadelphia, they have the same problem, but it's pepper spray usually.
he's crying because he got pepper sprayed by a fan that hated him. Carson Wentz cannot see.
Are you getting ready to leave baseball or no?
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, a couple things. What about the blown calls this year?
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the hit batsman for the Mets that won a game. What do you guys think of that?
That was so Bush League.
Yeah,
that is Bush League.
It's just terrible, man.
It was. I mean, it was and it was weird. It was wasn't it 3-2 or like a?
It's a walk off.
Crazy,
that pitch was down the middle, and he didn't even attempt to swing. He just went just stuck
Leaned
his
into
elbow.
it?
Now,
he stuck his elbow into the strike
do the
zone.
umpires have discretion there where they can say
He can call him out.
Then they should have called him out
He missed the call. It was a strike.
Oh, I got to
Right.
see it now. Can we
Oh,
play
yeah.
it?
because it might have been a strike actually, right?
Yeah, it was a strike. It was.
Yeah.
There was no doubt. It was.
Oh, come on. It's
And
like
he just
flopping.
stuck his elbow.
Yeah.
It was a horrible flop. The ump missed the call. He can call that a strike.
It was like Dorn up there.
And it was a call last night. The guy didn't even touch the plate, correct? Was that another one that happened?
Yes. That was the Braves-Phillies game last night, the blown call. And then Angel Hernandez.
Well, it's because they were in Philly because they had tear
Well,
gas.
that-
Yeah, exactly.
Not tear gas,
Yeah,
pepper spray. Pepper spray from
But
the
yeah,
fans.
But yeah, Angel Hernandez, he's had a rough outing out here.
He's horrible.
You're right. Well, the thing is, he's bad, and you know what? The other thing is, he just lost he was trying to sue the MLB for not becoming a chief, the head chief,
Because of racism, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so he was showing racism in there, but
he's just so
You
incompetent.
get graded for that.
Yes.
You get graded. He shouldn't even be an ump anymore.
I don't think so.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
he's hitting him and that. Who's that big fat guy? Not Country Joe West, is it?
Yeah, Joe West.
Yeah, Joe West,
Oh,
yeah.
he's
Big
brutal
fat guy.
too. Yeah.
Is he still ump, Joe West?
Yeah, I think he's
Well,
He's still there.
He's
Well,
still-
he's Joe West, and he's so big.
Yeah. Eric was it Eric Gregg?
Eric Gregg
he was
the other
brutal.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really bad ones, and they seem to keep getting these big calls screwed up.
And the thing is, you got people in New York. I mean, it was obvious this guy never touched home plate. So I'm not sure what the rules are on this whole thing. Hop, I'm sure you can let me know about it.
Well, the rule is you're supposed to touch home plate. I know that's a
There
rule.
you go. He blew the replay review. In
But the
Philippines.
rule is simple. You're supposed to touch home plate.
Yeah, that's
So,
basic.
question for you. If you would have touched home plate, would he have been safe, though? If you could have got to home plate, would he have been safe, or would he couldn't get to it?
He could get because he blocked the plate. He got
Now,
his knee in front.
Did they? Is that why they call him safe, though?
I don't think so because I never heard that.
Because you're not supposed to be able to block the plate anymore.
If you have the ball, you can.
Right. I think he had
You
the
have
ball.
to have
He
the
had
ball.
the ball.
You can
far
block-
ahead. Yeah.
You can
Okay.
block any base with the ball.
It's one of those rules that they kind of went away from after like a year.
Yeah. If it's before the ball arrives, it's an interference. But
Okay.
I didn't see the play, so I don't know exactly what happened there.
Yeah, I saw the replay, but he didn't touch the plate.
So he didn't touch the plate, and the catcher never tagged him.
He was tagged.
Oh, he was tagged.
And then the replay replayed it and still said no, and they gave him the run.
Oof.
And that was the game.
Yes.
Yeah, that side of the game.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's horrible. You see it in the NFL though; they blow some pretty obvious calls on the replay sometime.
Yeah.
Not as often, but
Yeah, so any other baseball things you guys top of your head, anything?
I like how Cameron said we had a hot mic going on.
I like that too. Hi, Mike.
We could get fired for hot mic. We've seen that happen.
Magic Mike.
that's a hot M.
Oh, Magic Mike.
it's a
I
hot
get, I get
M.
them
Hot
all.
M.
I get them mixed up
Got him. I'm a big fan of Magic Mike. Not Magic Mike Wilson. Magic Mike.
Does he pull out?
That's your first name?
Who?
Magic Mike Wilson on the stage.
He's wearing a camouflage hat so you can't see his bald head.
Where is he now? On the stage, where is he now? Magic Mike Wilson.
Hey, for that next thing, you have to talk. You can't talk with your hands in this next segment.
You guys
What
never,
time to your side?
you never seen,
Can't talk.
you've never seen Coob be so
Let's
sexy.
see.
Magic Mike Wilson.
He just comes out with a coupe dangling from his junk.
Anybody for dart ball?
I homer every time.
Yeah,
And I pulled out.
that's what she said.
Cam, ha ha ha.
Yeah, baby.
Cam's with us tonight. We're in tune with Cam.
like
He's laughing.
I like it. So I got
I like this guy.
He's
Cam.
not on a delay like everybody else.
Yeah, jeez.
I have another story here, and it's Shannon Sharp talking about he has a problem with Tom Brady.
Oh boy.
Why wouldn't you?
The problem he has with Tom
the
Brady.
load-
And here's what
load-
here's what he says in this story. I can put my hands on it. I can't talk on my hands. He says in this story is that Tom Brady talks about like having doubters. That's what makes him strive to be better every time. And Shannon Sharp's argument is, well, everybody has doubters. Why does he act like he's the only one that has doubters?
That's just dumb.
What?
That's dumb.
I don't understand this.
As much as I wanted to be on Shannon Sharp's side, that's just stupid.
He's not the one who has doubters, and I'm thinking, well, I'm sure Tom Brady, that's his motivation. That's fine. I mean, that's his that's the thinking.
You know, Michael Rappaport's a big Brady fan.
I don't know. He might be right. So I just want to bring that up. That was kind of comical.
Just,
let's
weird.
Let's talk about something, Eric. Let's see what someone wrote. Don't know many details. Saw Paul DeLuca's name. Hear about the lawsuit about an umpire taking money from Billy Wagner, paying him off to get the bigger strike zone. And then Hop said Joe West won the defamation lawsuit against Paul LaDuca. Yes. Did these guys talk about it already? No, we did not. We're talking about it right now, Cam. So we were trying to figure out. We were talking about who Angel Hernandez suit.
Angel Hernandez, he lost his suit.
But yeah, I do remember that other suit you were talking about with Joe West. I remember that happened too.
Billy Wagner needed a bigger strike zone?
No,
couldn't even see the ball.
He needed taller shoes.
Jeez.
Was he 5'9", 5'10"?
He looked like he was 6'8" out there when he was throwing.
So let's go here. This will be cool for Eric.
Oh.
So Matsuyama carves his place in history, guys. He is the first Japanese-born player to win the Masters. He went up by 4 strokes, was it? 7 under?
No,
11?
one stroke.
One
One,
stroke.
yeah, because he.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sorry.
And
yeah.
you know, he walked up on that last putt and just kind of really putted quick, and I was like, it was only a 3-footer, but if he chokes it, he loses the Masters probably, you know.
Well, you know what Xander Schauffele yesterday? He ended up 7 under.
Shuffle.
Shuffle.
That's how you
He
say it.
ended up 7 under, and he actually had 2 bogeys, a double, and a triple. So, obviously the biggest blow to his whole game was going in the water on 16, was it?
Yeah.
16's a par 3.
Yeah, he went in the water off to the left, and that's pretty much.
That
for
seems
him.
like an easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy.
And he's
for them,
he was
an
only
easy
down.
hole.
He was down by 2 strokes at a time, or a stroke. No, 2 strokes, because then it ended up Matsuyama actually bogeyed that hole also, but it didn't matter at that point. And the weird thing about it watching is like, man, I give credit. You just tell how different cultures play the game. At no point yesterday did Matsuyama, when he got to the back nine, did he force anything. He did have that bad shot over the green that went in the water. That was a mishit. He wasn't trying anything special. He just hit it bad. Mm-hmm. But he never went and said, I have to do something special to win this. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to get what I can and make them beat me. Mm-hmm. And most good golfers do that, but you could just tell. He never ever looked like he was out of sorts. Not that, like, I've seen a lot of guys on Sunday, they win it, they're not. But you kind of get what I'm saying about it.
Yeah.
He just like kind of like he played the game like he was almost playing it with his buddies on a Sunday for $10.
He's the anti-Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
Because Spieth, I mean, I love Spieth. He's one of my favorite players, but he is so animated.
Yeah.
Like, everything's just like,
like Bubba Watts.
Yeah.
The same
Bubba
way,
too.
Yeah.
It's just great.
And it was amazing to watch him do that because, I mean, I give him credit, man. It was good to watch. It was fun to watch. Not that I wanted him to lose, but I wish Xander Schauffele would have kept it close to make it interesting. And the kid, Zalatoris, was hilarious.
What does he weigh? Like 130?
I was watching the opening.
soaking wet, maybe.
We were driving home. We were driving, so I was watching on my phone or tablet or whatever. I was
His
watching
big screen in the back.
No. And I was watching on my tablet. And they
other
say,
people in your family drive on vacations?
actually, my wife drove the whole trip.
I drove the whole trip.
The whole trip.
Did you guys take the Telluride?
Yeah, she drove the whole trip.
Yeah,
Whole
It was
thing.
her car. She's got to drive.
She drove. I offered a bunch, and I was like, cool. I slept a little bit.
The bad part was you had to give her road H.
Oh, wow. Happy Gilmore's caddy.
So that was the joke going on with Zalatoris. He looked like the caddy from Happy Gilmore. But the other thing, this is the funniest thing.
You look like Noonan.
I was watching.
Danny Noonan, yeah.
I was watching it, and it was the opening round. He was playing with somebody. The first on Friday, you just play with groups, and it said Bernard Langer was in this group.
Yes.
And they showed him, and I thought, is that his son, Junior? I swear to God,
right,
he looks just like him. He looks just like Bernard
Langer.
Langer. I'm like, oh, does he have a kid that plays well? Good for him. And I go, dude, that looks just like Bernard Langer. It was crazy. I was like, wow. But I get that. That kid's going to be up and coming, man. That kid, watch out for him.
That was his first Masters, by the way, too.
Incredible
But
talent.
did you see, was it Xander Schauffele's record in majors.
He's becoming that
It's
guy.
insane.
He's becoming the guy that
He's always hanging around.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Is going to be the new Phil who's going to take forever to win, or he's going to finally break through because he's got to be in his early 30s, not very old. I don't
He's
think.
late 20s.
Yeah,
Is he
he's
really?
Not, he's not.
Okay,
that
so
old.
good for him.
Yeah.
And I like his game. I thought was great. But
He was one of my pick to click last time when we
that's
actually
right,
picked
yeah.
the Masters.
Masters, yeah.
I
back
will
in
tell.
November.
I was invited to do a Masters DraftKings thing through a group of guys I got, and I should have sent you guys. I never thought of it, and I won.
Did you really?
$80.
That's because we weren't in it.
So
Career.
what was the
It gives
deciding
you points
factor?
for birdies when you finish. And at first, I'm like, well, if you don't get the cut, if you don't make the cut, you get hurt because you don't got a chance to be on the course. You get less penalized, I think, for bogeys, and you get better points for birdies and eagles.
Okay.
So, and I had Justin Rose, and I think every one of my guys finished in the top 25.
Oh, there you
So
go.
it worked out, but like nobody had Matsuyama. Nobody had him. I had Justin Rose. Where I was pumped up until he crapped the bet out on hole 15 on Saturday or 14.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He just fell apart, man. It was just, and it was bad drives too. He was just bad. He just kind of lost it.
We saw him do that back in the day when he was in the British Open, when he was that young kid and he was going to.
That first Open where he became, popular.
Justin
Yep,
Rose.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but then he would chip in on a shot or something.
Cam did say road H. He laughed at that. Also,
he gets me.
10 years to the week that he was in Butler Cabin as the lowest amateur. Matsuyama.
Is
that right?
Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
So Butler Cabin, he was the lowest amateur, and now he becomes the champion. Willie, I think you were trying.
I did have a. Well, let me find it here. There it is. I found it. So, talking about Xander.
she said.
There it is. I found it.
Finally, it's been weeks,
What? What the hell are we talking about?
years.
Here?
Somebody let Willie speak
It's
for
more
once.
like this. It's like a curl. It's a
Jeez, he
curl.
fought in the Great War. Give him some
That's,
respect.
that's rheumatoid arthritis right
He
there.
played the fiddle in the band.
Wait,
whatever it's called back
He's
then.
the fiddler on the roof.
No, in the old Revolutionary War, he was that guy
yeah.
playing the flute or whatever.
fife.
The fife. Yeah.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
he knows a name. So
Show him
crazy.
some respect.
Get your thing right.
He trained that guy.
So
That was his understudy.
Anywho,
Third chair.
Andy North said that Matsuyama's win is going to make him about $1 billion.
yeah.
oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Really?
Yeah.
In Japan,
First
it's gonna be
Japanese
insane.
player.
Number
Yeah.
one.
Who said that? Andy North?
Andy North, yeah.
Did you see what Fuzzy Zeller said? He
No,
said
tell
they're
me.
They're going to be serving ramen and sushi now at the Masters.
You know what? There might be a lot of truth to that.
Or whatever they call it.
That Fuzzy Zeller.
I tell you what.
You know who was not too happy? Morikawa.
That's right.
He's like, I was gonna be the first billionaire.
That's right.
Morikawa's from the United States, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
But
is,
he is Japanese,
Japanese
correct?
is-
but not
I
a
believe-
Japanese
And Kevin
born.
Na, Kevin Na might be Korean though. Kevin Na might be Korean.
Morikawa is a Japanese born player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still-
Nah.
No,
That sounds
Morikawa is or
Vietnamese.
Matsuyama? Matsuyama is. Morikawa is too.
What did I say? Morikawa.
Morikawa.
Matsuyama.
But Morikawa is American born.
Yeah.
But he's
Yes,
still
yes.
Japanese heritage.
Yeah.
But they're saying Japanese.
Yeah.
But still, he's the first. Nobody else will ever get to be the first Japanese player. now.
Matsuyama, I mean, not that he fell off, but like 3 years ago, I remember watching him at Erin Hills, and he was one of the top 10 players in the world. And I think he kind of fizzled off. That's why it was a little bit surprising. But talk about swing tempo. That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly how you want to do it. That slow takeaway and the acceleration through the ball.
But did you see a couple times where he would come out with a one-hand swing?
Yeah,
Well,
he tends to do that.
And the thing about it is that, you as you watch these, once in a while you hear about these guys that kind of try to reinvent themselves and get lost then.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's what these guys do. Even Tiger did it for a while
Yeah.
before he drove off a cliff almost.
At 85
Tiger's
miles,
done-
at 85 miles an hour?
Tiger's done that multiple times, though.
But
with
he changes
changing
his swing,
yes.
and he had to change it with his back, and then he had to change it with this. And
Yeah.
as you get older, you have to do things. But these guys will change putting grips. I saw this weekend. Did you see the new putting grip? It's that weird. Yeah. You push your
Oh, the
hand like
claw?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's been around, but yeah,
a
you've
lot
seen
of guys
a
do it
lot.
this week. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of guys. I was like, wow, I never seen
The
claw.
best putting stance is Michelle Weiss.
Who
Anyway,
said,
go ahead.
Who said that?
I think that was Giuliano.
Fuzzy
Rudy
Zeller.
Giuliano.
It was.
It was Rudy
Did
Giuliano.
you really say that?
Yes.
Oh, you ever see her putting stance?
What's he do?
We'll talk about it off air.
Oh, okay.
And
So I got
Rudy
one
Giuliani
more
got
thing
some
to
trouble.
say. One more thing to say
Okay.
about the Masters. So our boy Shoffley we're talking about, he lost $575K because he and his caddy chose the wrong club heading into 16. He was alone in second place and had a $1.2 million check. Ended up tied for third. with it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a wrong. I mean, if he hits it straight, it's going to be
still-
a 2-putt for a par.
It's still
he still yanked it in
coulda,
the
woulda,
water.
shoulda.
Though it wasn't like the water was in front and it dropped short. He could have hit the green. I mean,
So should
although
the
he was
guy make
going,
the swing?
although he was probably going for the cup, and that's why you're right. That's why he ended up in the water.
Right.
Well,
Because
when you're 4 or 5 strokes behind, yeah, you're
and he was
going for the
legitimately
cup.
have
he was
to.
legitimately this far from bouncing into the sand.
Right.
It kicked off into the water, so if it jumps in the sand, he probably gets a 3, maybe a 4, but he's still in contention.
So I'm not a golfer, and I don't understand the etiquette, but does he fire his caddy then?
Some
depends.
Or
guys.
do you
It
think they
depends.
came
Some guys
together
would.
and as a joint thing that was like, that's the club we're going to
Yeah,
use?
I mean, they discuss it, and they usually the golfer's final decision, obviously.
Obviously.
They were talking about you go by the wind, and Shoffley said, here's how I felt. I was using an 8-iron on this. I should have used a 7, because of the way the wind was blowing. I thought I was going to hit 189 yards. Well, I didn't hit that far. So.
My favorite shot of the day was one of the best I saw all weekend was
Tony Finau?
Tony Finau
Yeah.
was great. I also, that was great.
He had a couple kind of amazing shots.
Who had the great? You'll remember you if you saw. Who had the great chip that came out? Oh, Jordan Spieth
Yes.
had the great chip from behind some trees. Kicked it on the green, rolled off the thing, and ended up 3 feet from the cup. It was
I
he
didn't
was
see
in
that
jail.
one. Was that wasn't on Sunday?
That was Saturday. I think.
Saturday.
Late
It was
Saturday.
I
Saturday.
saw the Finau one where it hit the bunker once, hit the bunker the second time, and then went right towards the hole. It was amazing. And he
chipped one. This one I'm talking about, he chipped in. He put
You're
this.
talking about Jordan
No,
Finau.
Finau chipped one in, and it went up on the ledge of the
Oh,
green,
and that was on Sunday,
rolled
too.
back nice and smooth.
Yeah.
It was like he only shot 300 or 400.
Yeah, but he had a couple things happen to him
Yeah.
on Sunday.
I like Tony Finau.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Tony Finau.
But
actually,
the one he hit, he had to hit a burner because he was right by a tree. He hit a burner. It hit the lip of the bunker, and then it bounced to the right and hit the bunker again, and then it like catapulted right and it put it within like an inch of the cup.
yeah.
And he just kind of went like this. He went. It's like
The funniest thing I laugh at, though, when I see this and kind of talking about Masters still, it's funny when I see people post stuff like, "Oh, I love to see these scores. These guys struggle on this course, blah blah." And I'm like,
struggle.
I want to see you take your clubs out there and play that course. You would shoot 40 over.
TV doesn't even do justice.
No, to
as
the
elevations.
elevation.
Yes,
it's insane.
they did a cool little thing. I think it was like on Friday or wherever, talking about like how television doesn't do it justice about how much uphill, downhill you're doing, and then you're like out of breath. You got to catch your breath. You got to and then talk about like Sunday, the back 9 at Sunday with all the anxiety and everything that goes into it, and then going through those same elements like uphill, downhill, and then. And then I can't even fathom it.
Yeah,
I can't even hit when the greenskeeper's over or the guys over by the green kind of waiting in his tractor. That throws me off. I can't even hit them. Like I usually chunk the ball.
Are you
then.
trying to eat your banana and walk at the same time and drink a bottle of water?
Yeah.
how do you eat your own banana? I never leave the house.
They're not really
Awkward.
They're not really struggling in any way.
No,
It's just that's how the course is playing.
Yeah.
It's like saying struggling because you're hitting ground rule doubles all day in baseball.
because you're only like, who was the guy years ago, a few years back that he's a big double guy, never hit a lot of home runs, but he hit double. He played for the Toronto Blue Jays. He was a huge double guy. I can't remember his name. It was in the last 10 years, but anyway, I can't remember. His
not
name.
Olerud.
No. His last 10 years was.
Bat flip Tony Bautista.
He hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah. But I don't remember his name. But whatever. I think he may have played for the Brewers after for
Steve
a cup of
Sachs?
coffee.
Olerud?
No, it was in the last 10, 12 years. It wasn't too long ago.
Okay, but
Anyway, I agree with you. You're right. It's like, what's the difference? Because it's not sexy because you're not shooting. To be honest, 10 under was the winning score, correct then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, because they won, they didn't want the course to get Dustin Johnson like they did for Tiger Woods. They do this stuff to try to. We don't want you to score.
Isn't that amazing? And the other thing about golf too that it's amazing. Dustin Johnson goes 20 under in November and then +8.
But the difference in
2
November,
days.
they were talking the trees were a little less lush then, so people were
Right.
getting away with a
Oh.
few extra things.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing
lush
now.
And the greens are a little soft. Or not,
Yeah, they were fast. Everything was the course was drier and it was windy.
Yeah, and they said that's what it was huge for Matsuyama on Saturday when the rain came through. He tended to play.
He lucked out.
He rolled. He got rolling then.
Did he have 6 birdies on that back?
What if he would
9
have
on
played
Saturday?
early in the morning?
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
know.
you never know.
And people are like complaining about that. Well, it's not his fault.
Right.
Exactly.
He plays when he plays.
You play the course.
Once
You do that in every sport.
Yeah, it is
if,
what it is.
If the course was static, the same guy would win almost every time.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It changes constantly.
They did it to Tiger when he's younger. They made the course harder so you couldn't drive every hole. And you found out this week that you can't because, what's his name?
DeChambeau was.
Yeah, DeChambeau was garbage. He was in the trees every time. He looked like me playing Muni.
You know what? He opted out for next week.
Probably needs a break.
he?
Mental
For
break.
Harbortown.
Mental break, though.
It'll take time. He goes.
It's a mental break. I get it. Go
You know
go
what?
play a practice round, hit some balls.
Did you
relax.
see the story though? So to me, my opinion of DeChambeau is that he's been kind of a big douchebag. But there was a cool little story about him that he's a big disc golf player.
I saw that.
You saw that?
I
So
did.
he went to a local. It's
Frisbee?
I guess it's a popular place near Augusta, and he went just by himself and played disc golf with some kids and did a bunch of photos and stuff with them. And
Did he have a van and candy?
he did, yeah, a van, candy.
That guy C-blocked me.
Yep, he pulled out.
Wow.
He had his banana.
The father-son field-goal story of the weekend was Royer McIlroy hitting his dad with a
that was great.
That was a field-goal story of the
He
weekend.
helped him out because the ball would have went further to the right. Yeah.
He gave it a soccer header.
He kind of did. He kind of gave it a little
He
kick.
took one for the Gipper.
Yeah.
You want to know how dumb?
Didn't do Rory much good though because he another +8 I think.
Oh, man,
I
he
believe
was
after
terrible.
2 days.
Rory got
You guys ever read the comments like on Twitter and how stupid people are? There were comments like, "Oh, his dad was in on it. Look at that. That ball would have went into the ditch or what?" Really, his dad was just sitting down there 400 yards to deflect the ball off his side.
Damn morons.
It's something else.
He's struggling a little bit. How about Ricky Fowler not even making it to the Masters this
Right.
year? How the mighty have fallen.
Why didn't he make it?
He didn't qualify.
Right. Nope.
Oh.
He's been so shitty for the
But
last
there's
year.
there's like a handful of those guys too that were like the young kids that were supposed to be the next part of what's going on.
Matthew Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. He disqualified himself.
Nobody
I guess,
realizes
after one round.
And in this day and age, I understand Jack and those guys, different age, and that, but you really start to appreciate what Tiger Woods did when you see these guys.
Yep.
God, it's amazing.
Because like these guys, like Jordan Spieth, I thought he was going to be incredible. He don't get me wrong, he plays well, but he struggles. He hasn't. Well, first time he won last week was, how long?
Well, it was 2017.
Yeah.
But what he's doing right now, the consistency that Jordan Spieth has played with over the last 7 tournaments is pretty amazing, actually. Just the fact that he's been in the top 5 constantly. But, yeah, and that's how quickly you could fall off in that sport.
back then, too, who'd you have? You had Jack Nicklaus. You had
Palmer,
you had, like,
Tom Watson,
Gary Player.
and they were all good players.
By
So you had, like,
Steros, Bernard Longer. You had a bunch of good guys.
You had like
man.
5, 6
Yeah,
guys that were up.
Nick Faldo,
Yeah.
So there were a few.
the Sharks.
Now
Tom
there's
Kite.
Now there's 100 of those guys. That's the
I don't
thing.
know, man. I think it's the same.
Anybody could win, man.
Yeah, I think
There's way more competitive.
Yeah,
They are golfers are way more talented.
but that's
now,
just
more
why.
athletic.
That's why
Clubs are better.
That's just why
Yeah.
Tiger Woods
Clubs
is,
are better,
is just
balls
so
are better.
special. I really believe it.
But if Nicklaus had the technology that they have today, he would have been. He'd be hitting the ball.
Probably.
He'd be like DeChambeau, I think, hitting the ball 400 yards.
yeah,
It's possible. I mean, it's hard to compare different generations. It's just
And he had the mental,
There's
like just
way
like
more
Tiger, the
golfers
mental
now.
capacity.
Here's the one thing. How much does social media have to do with all this?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Seriously.
yeah.
has
I mean-
to do with getting kids to play, or
Kids know how good you are because, you got people coming at you because, everybody's on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. And
They are, huh?
They're well, yeah, I guess they are. And they're getting it every which way if you don't shoot well one week.
that's a lot of pressure.
It's just not a couple of people going, oh, you suck.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's not just on the
it's adding to their.
the 4th page of the newspaper where you're seeing if Jack
You
Nicklaus
know what
won
though?
or not.
I will say this, like we talked about a while back, that I don't. There is pressure to win, but you want to run 2 or 3 times. You winning doesn't have to happen because you're not trying to win to live anymore. Now you're trying to win to be good. You're not Kevin Durant going, I'm just trying to be better at the game.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys, like we said, how many millionaires now they're in golf? There was like 1 or 2 before Tiger came. Now everybody's a millionaire because the game has got so
because
big.
of Tiger.
So
yeah.
you win. Well,
Is that why-
Matsuyama, even if he wasn't from Japan, just first tournament ever, you win the Masters first tournament ever, you're set for life. You're set. You
Well,
don't
we
have
talked
to, you don't
about
have to, you don't have any. You don't have to worry about because you're gonna get. Even if you're just Joe Schmo from North Texas, you win the tournament. You're gonna get some kind of deal, and you're gonna get the money you won in that tournament. So you're gonna be set It doesn't matter if you ever go. It doesn't matter if you ever win again or make a tournament cut. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So if Zalatoris would have made it, which is a good example because he's only been in a few events.
Yeah. He would have been, he'd be set. He's probably set for life now.
Well, we talked about it.
He came in top 5.
Yeah.
Scott,
I'm just saying.
No,
yeah.
but you're right.
We talked about it a few weeks ago that Matthew Wolff actually got, he walked off a course because he was playing so bad, and he finished last place, and in that last place finish, he passed Jack Nicklaus on the all-time money list, and he's 21 years old. And he hasn't won shit. He hasn't won any majors.
So the pressure is different, I think.
On the flip side, though, do you still have guys? I think if you talk about Jordan Spieth, you could tell he wants to win. Him not playing well for 4 years was killing him.
They want to win.
You can tell he's got the passion.
Yeah, they want to win.
Just watch him play.
Yeah.
He's very animated. You hardly hear these guys talk. You hear every shot Spieth is talking before and after. If you could know when he's disappointed in a shot right away.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking. He's talking to his caddy nonstop. He wants to win bad. And that's why he's my favorite player right now. I mean, he wants to win.
Yeah. And it was he won last
week.
week.
He finished
not
fifth.
last week, but the week before.
Yeah.
It's for 4 years, right?
Yes,
Since he had a win.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, man.
That's
too
tough.
much competition.
It is, but he's been sailing, man. He's been right there. I think he wins a major this year.
Spieth?
Yeah, I
Was
think
there
so.
2 left?
No,
three
we just
left.
started.
3
Yeah,
left.
we just
Players
started.
next week, right? Or next month.
Well, U.S. Open's Father's Day.
But
And the British
we-
Open.
Oh,
we-
yeah. The PGA is now in May. That's right.
Yeah, they moved it to
Yep.
May.
Oh,
That's
they
right.
moved to May, and then then it comes the
The British becomes the last.
British Open's last
July.
one. That's in August.
Then
Oh,
you got
July.
the FedEx, and which is nothing.
Yeah, well, that's important to those guys, though. It's a lot of money.
That's a big payday,
That's a $10 million
man.
payday.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
mean, it's insane. You do. I mean,
Well, that's kind of cool, though, because it becomes the playoffs, really.
yeah,
Playoffs.
But my point is not that I'm taking away from them wanting to win. It's just that the point is once you win on the PGA Tour and you're getting
money.
make a cut, you're not trying to win to buy anything. You're just trying to win to win. So the pressure should be. You kind of saw with Justin Rose, and I like what Justin Rose. I can't believe. I don't know the guy he was playing with on Sunday. I can't remember if it was him or Justin Rose himself made a long putt or something, and they're laughing and high fiving. Where it's almost the opposite. The pressure. I mean, dude, 24 hours earlier you were in driver's seat of this tournament.
Yeah.
Now you're going to barely be on the front page of the leaderboard. So it was nice to see him kind of not. He kind of went to the fact that I'm not winning this thing. I'm not winning.
Well,
I
sure,
can't win
and that
now.
happens at some point. You're just like, okay.
But it's not like he's like, oh man, I needed to make this team so I could get my second contract.
Yeah,
like a sport. You can't see what I'm saying. I mean, and don't get me wrong, they all want to win.
Golf's weird though. It's kind of like similar NASCAR. You got 40 or 50 or in golf you even got more. Closer. I don't know what does the tournament start with? Over 100?
Oh well, yeah.
It depends. I think the Masters is smaller.
Masters it's an invite.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
U.S.
you start.
Open would have much
I didn't
more.
go.
Only one guy is going to win that each time.
I was on vacation.
So I mean, even if you
You
go
had to play
to
the
20
putting course.
Masters, the chances of winning are very slim. NASCAR's the same way. Like you're kind of saying with Justin Rose. Guy finishes 50. He's like, I led some laps. I got some points.
Yep.
I made enough money.
Yeah, Justin Rose will be maybe in the FedEx conversation at the end. So that's what you're looking for too.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Because that's when you get to the end of these tournaments. It's almost like was Xander Schauffele what he did, what he said, wrong club. So he's probably going for the hole. And the problem with this is that now he did end up in top 5, but if he ends up second, that's huge in points. I mean, that's huge
and money
in the Masters and money too. I mean, you're talking, he's like I said though, maybe that's why he went for it. Here's the difference. He said, I don't need the money. I want to win this thing.
He's tin cupping this shit.
Yeah, I don't need to win this. I don't need the money. I want to win this. And that's what he did.
I agree.
And I like that.
He was close
that
enough
maybe
to
makes
do it.
some douche stuff where you see, what is he thinking with these guys announcer like that? Because, dude, when you golfed, you were making $8,000 when you won this. He comes in fifth, he's making $400,000, $500,000.
Yeah, what did he lose? You just said he lost 100,000.
$575K loss.
But a trade off to try to win the Masters or lose $500K when you're already probably a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to win the Masters
Every
time.
How many chances are you ever going to be in the top 3 of the Masters with only a couple holes to go
and have a chance to
win?
And it would have been a great comeback.
You got to
if he'd
go
won
for it.
He
You got to
could have
go
been. He
for
went
it.
down in history for his comeback
Yeah.
because he was on fire. He had like
Was
3
it-
or 4 birdies out of 5 holes, and
he had a triple bogey
Yeah.
earlier.
6 back
he,
at one
he
point,
had
probably?
he had 2 bogeys and a double on the front 9. I think it was, or was it a triple?
He had a triple bogey in
it was
the front nine.
Oh, okay. So he had two bogeys and a triple on the front.
So
and he still was in shouting distance.
So are we going to make some projections? Are we giving that guy a major this year? I think he's knocking on the door.
Oh, the way he plays, he's got to have a chance.
Xander, Jordan Spieth. I mean, those guys. I think you look for them to win a major this year.
And if they don't win, are they complete failures? No, they're still. There's only one winner at each one of these things. So
I think one of the majors this year is going to be an old school guy's going to win one major this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen.
Hey, Phil Mickelson played well this weekend.
Yeah,
he played really well this weekend
with his glasses on.
He's got eye issues.
Blue lockers?
Yeah, he had those.
He's got some
super
cataract
dark
issues or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's been wearing those super dark,
He looks like Pete Weber bowling.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least he's outside.
I feel the need for speed.
Heard Pete retired.
Yeah, Pete Weber. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was a sad send-off. So we were talking about Edelman earlier, and I have his stats here. He was a 3-time Super Bowl champ, and I was talking about Hall of Fame. He was
Edelman?
Edelman.
Oh.
He was a Super Bowl MVP of 2018. He's 620 career receptions, 68-22 receiving yards, 41 TDs. He was 7th round pick. So those numbers aren't, you're going to go, okay, pedestrian. But he has 118 postseason receptions and 1,442 yards, second most in Super Bowl era behind only
Jerry Rice.
So that's the answer to every question.
Yeah, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice would be a good answer for receivers.
The GOAT.
Yep. Anytime you answer a receiver, it's going to be Jerry
The
Rice.
only GOAT of the NFL, Jerry Rice.
So I brought up football. So I saw this. I was watching a 30 for 30, not Peyton's Places, and it was about kickers, part of it. Who I didn't know this, so it was me. Willie might remember this. Who was the only MVP kicker in the history of the NFL?
Mark Mosley?
Yeah, Mosley.
Mark Mosley. I didn't know that.
You know what?
But as a punter, right?
That was in '82, wasn't it?
Kicker.
Hey,
he's a field goal kicker.
Where are they now?
Oh, yeah. What
Back in the day.
Yeah,
I did that.
Oh, did you do Mark
I
Mosley?
did.
Mosley,
I
yeah.
did.
I don't remember it. It's just so
Yeah,
long.
kicked straight on.
Is he in the
Yeah, he was
hall?
the last
Is he in the
straight-on kicker.
hall?
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
He
either.
might be, though.
He'd have to.
And who was one of the most famous barefooted kickers?
Tony Franklin.
But the original one wasn't Tony Franklin. It was this guy. I believe it was this guy. He was a Bronco kicker.
Barefoot kicker, Bronco.
Let's remember Tony Franklin. He kicked for the Eagles.
Rich Carlis.
Oh, that's Rich
Carlis.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is it? This was on the show, too. I just thought a question for you, and this is pretty easy. Who is the only, I believe he's the only lefty quarterback in the Hall of Fame. He's the first, but I think he's the only.
Steve Young?
Steve Young,
Yeah, Steve Young.
And the interesting thing, you think about it, how many lefties are in the league? When this show was recorded, which was probably the 100th anniversary was 2 years ago, there was no lefty starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
one.
trying to think of the last
not
really
one.
good lefty.
Not one. So it's just interesting facts. Another NFL tidbit I want to bring up to you guys, the Sam Darnold trade, traded to Carolina.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, do you think that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be traded on draft night now? Do you think Darnold's going to be the starter there? I mean, what you did, you can recoup some of those picks if you trade Teddy Bridgewater. And they got, for what they got for Darnold, I'm kind of upset now that if Darnold's because a lot of guys have put out there said Darnold was in a terrible situation in New York, blah, blah, blah. So I'm kind of upset the Bears. It was a 3rd and 7th or something, and they had to give a guy, or 6th, I can't remember exactly. But what do you think Teddy Bridgewater will be there with? Do you think it's going to be those two just fighting it over, or what do you think?
I don't think there's room for both of them, really. I mean, Bridgewater, there's got to be some place that he could land. And what is that place? What is Bridgewater's new home?
New Orleans.
Oh, he played there before. Good
played
call.
there before.
They had a trade, and they already got Jameis Winston on contract. So
yeah, I know.
But no, that's a great. I never thought
they
of
have
that.
the highest. Don't they have the highest quarterback salaries collectively because of Taysom Hill, the Saints?
Taysom Hill did a restructure, but I can't remember what he exactly did. You're right.
Yeah,
and I think Winston was only like $10 million or $8 million for 1 year. I think they did. They didn't make him a long term, did they?
Yeah, there's got to be.
I don't think so. I
know
think
if
it's only
that's-
one or
I don't
two.
know if that's the place.
So
somewhere where he could
obviously
play.
Chicago's star for a
The
quarterback.
Jets.
I don't know if that's the other Jets, but they have Dalton. But
He's been with the Jets, right? Bridgewater?
If the Bears trade on, no, I don't.
No, I'm
so.
thinking
He was
of
with the Vikings.
thinking of a different guy. Okay.
Yeah, and if the Bears do trade, they're gonna have to try to get Andy Dalton's part of the trade. They're not gonna be able to trade him to Carolina. No way. But yeah, I just thought Darnold. I think we're gonna see how it goes. I mean, you're going there with a good running game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with McCaffrey, if he can stay healthy. Defense is going to be solid. So I don't know. Competing in the division might be tough with the Saints. Well, no Drew Brees. You got the Falcons who are working up and down, and you got the Buccaneers. So that division is the Buccaneers probably lose, I'm guessing, at this point.
What is the Washington football team's quarterback situation right now?
Oh, they signed who they sign?
Fitzpatrick? No.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
but they had that kid that really played well.
The
in
guy
the
played well
playoffs.
in the playoff game.
Yeah. That was just beautiful. That was just
Made Dwayne Haskins feel good.
Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, Dwayne Haskins is going to be still quarterback. You watched in the year they got him as a backup.
Did they really?
Yeah, they signed him. Oh, you know what? Great story. I'm sorry.
You're going to poo-poo that story?
No, I like it, but I did hear this. It makes you feel a little better about the whole Trubisky thing is when
Siamo's not doing
Matsuyama isn't there anymore. He won a while back. We're done with him. So the thing about Trubisky, I was worried. The thing you worry about as a fan when a team gets rid of a quarterback, it's like, okay, great, he's going to go somewhere else and become awesome, productive, and be great. Well, it gave me great. When a team signed him to only be their backup behind Josh Allen, which you ain't going to beat Josh Allen off for anything, but it came out this week that they made a push. They called Denver to see if Denver wanted to sign him to compete with, who's the quarterback in Denver? The kid
Locke.
Yeah, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
And Denver said, no thanks. And Vic Fangio was around him. So I'm not.
So there you go.
I'm just saying that's just a weird thing
I didn't
to me.
know that story. Yeah.
I heard about it today, actually. They said no, and I was like, well, that's interesting to me. I mean, at least that knows maybe the Bears just screwed up and picked a bad quarterback, and maybe he's not going to go off and become, the second coming of Steve Young from Tampa to
Does Philly
Sanford.
Want a security blanket? I mean, maybe Teddy Bridgewater goes to Philly.
I don't think Jalen Hurts the answer. I don't. Well, so
that's what I'm saying.
I
agree.
Bridgewater
maybe a security blanket.
Jalen Hurts was decent. I mean, he had in Green Bay played good, but once again, he makes some. I like him and Tua.
Yeah, could he go there? Could he go to Miami?
Jalen Hurts was so good, he would have been drafted not in the second round.
Oh yeah.
I think someone would have grabbed him earlier. He could be good.
I disagree with it because you know what? Picking a quarterback is such a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Think about this. Yeah. You just look back at. I mean, Scott, we can keep going back to
Tony Romo.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to beat
sixth round,
if I'm going to beat the Packers though for what they did in the draft last year, I'm going to beat the Eagles because before the year started last week, you had Carson Wentz last year. He was your quarterback. You assumed. Mm-hmm. So second round, instead of getting linemen or anything else,
that would have helped.
Yeah, because their line was terrible last year, and you go and get a quarterback that pretty much makes Carson Wentz go.
What the hell?
Rodgers did what the hell, but nobody thought Jordan Love was going to take his spot. Well, Carson Wentz probably going, this is going to take my spot. And the line was terrible, which made Jalen Hurts look better because he could run around a little bit. Yeah. Carson Wentz, I think, just got scared now bad, whatever. But
right. So there's been two quarterbacks drafted number one that won a Super Bowl, right?
First overall.
Yeah,
John Elway.
Right.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. And then there's other guys that have been there too because, Eli, you could say that, but he went to the Giants and stuff like that. So think about that. 2 out of how many?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it is a crapshoot.
What was Joe Montana, second?
No, he was later, we figured out.
He was second round or something, wasn't it?
It was like a second round or late first round.
Second round, that's what I meant. Second,
I think it's the second pick.
No, second round. And,
but
it's Rodgers was 23,
Favre
24.
was the second round. I mean,
right. It's such a crapshoot, man, because first of all, you can draft the guy, but you have to develop the guy as well, right?
Yeah.
That seems to be the biggest problem in the NFL.
True.
Is developing them for your system. Now, coaches are actually starting to play more to what their quarterback is. Instead of just going, you're going to conform to what we do here.
Right.
And, didn't work. Get the hell out. We'll get another guy. And now they're starting to actually use those guys' special talents.
I think it's a hard statistic to figure out because the same guy who was a 6th round pick has won the 80% of the last 20 Super Bowls, So it's hard. It's a hard thing with Tom Brady being a 6th round pick, and winning that many Super Bowls.
He skews
the whole damn thing.
Right.
It throws the whole thing out of whack.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth to it.
Yeah, but you'd probably want to focus more on first rounders. How many first rounders have won Super Bowls versus others. Yeah. But yeah, if you got to throw Tom Brady out of the equation,
right?
You really do.
I'm trying. There's a ton of bad ones out there. First
round picks.
Well, not
Oh,
first,
yeah,
not first
absolutely.
overall, but first round
I'm talking first round
quarterbacks.
from
yeah.
top from 20 first 32.
Yeah,
But it'd be a good statistic to measure how many.
Well,
like,
you got Trubisky's one.
Trubisky.
I mean, obviously, who's
was
number 2?
Manziel? Was he?
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf,
yeah,
Jamarcus Russell.
Russell.
Deshaun Watson might be turning to that just because of his off-field issues.
Why, would something happen with him too?
Just a lot of tuggers.
Oh, there it is. Do the-
We haven't had that in a while.
So that's the thing. We're talking about draft. We're talking about quarterbacks. They've been talking this week about Justin Fields, and he's losing draft status, and people are kind of getting on the whole. And it's kind of becoming, of course, the issue of race is coming a couple times, and people go, "Oh, he's not getting a fair chance. He's dropping on draft boards," and him and Trey Lance, and then people are like, and then right away I'll go, the same people commenting and go, "Well, Mac Jones, I don't believe in him at all."
Have you seen Mac Jones play?
So if you don't believe in Mac Jones, why? I mean, because he can't run around? I mean, I'm just asking.
Oh, I know why. Because he played so terrible in the national championship.
Well,
game.
they said
No, it's because he had 2 DUIs, right?
Is that why?
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, he is from Alabama.
Well, they said he's athletic. They said with Justin Fields and Trey Lance that they're athletic, and I'm like, well,
Mac
I'm
Jones
not,
is-
and I'm not saying this to be funny.
Who's
okay?
the least athletic quarterback in football?
Tom Brady. I'm just being honest. I mean, that's the first thing I think. So, and obviously, do I think Mac Jones then they'll be all? I don't know. He was great in a championship game, but he did play with all of his offensive weapons are going to be possibly first round picks, early second round, running back, the 2 receivers. His line, I think 2 or 3 of them are going to the NFL. So
Still, he looked great.
but he throws the ball well, and against a good Ohio State defense, and Justin Fields on the other side of the field
yeah,
looked pedestrian.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Now the week before against Clemson, he looked great. Don't get me wrong; he lit up Clemson, and Clemson's got a good defense. But
A big difference in the defenses in that.
yeah,
that game,
and you're
I
playing a more of a pro style defense against Alabama, and your offensive weapons aren't all NFL quality in Ohio State. I get that, but I'm not doubting him. But it's like, like I said, we were talking about when I saw Justin Fields, he's just basically out there propaganding people, saying, "Well, don't take this guy. I'm better than him." Well, that turns people off. It doesn't matter if I'm going to take the best player that I think if I'm drafting. I don't care what he says, what he does, as long as it's not illegal. If he's just out there running his mouth, we'll look in. But if that's all he's saying, I'm fine with it. I'm taking the best player. I'm not going to say, well, he's cocky. Well, no, maybe that's a little swagger. I'm fine with that. But I don't. Once again, we don't know what everything behind all the curtains. We don't get to see. We don't get to see every single thing about these guys that we think we do. We think we know everything about these guys. We don't know everything about these guys. We do not. And if you think you do, besides front page blotter stuff of Mac Jones, how do you know
people want you to see?
How do you know that
What do you
Mac
even
Jones
trust?
doesn't?
He was 19 years old.
He screwed up twice, but now he volunteers
fucked up,
the soup kitchen every week.
Yeah.
He on his own, which he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe Trey Lance does. Maybe all these guys do. I don't know. But like Mel Kiper said, there's 6 or 7 of these guys in the NFL. There's 12 guys invited to a Senior Bowl, and there's 18 quarterbacks possible I think they can be drafted. Are there going to be 18 Pro Bowl quarterbacks? No, not even close. You're lucky to get 3. I bet 4. Like you were talking about, basically your point. I mean, I just think it's crazy. I mean, everything's got to run into some kind of they're just running him down, blah blah blah. Mac Jones, I want to take him. Okay, that's fine, but then you run a team. Don't take Mac Jones. You're the expert. You take who you think you should. And in 5 years, when I don't know, 2 years, we'll see. Well, we'll see next year because a lot of these guys will probably get starting right away. They're going to get a chance.
Well, let me ask you guys: who would you take over those 2, Mac Jones or Justin Fields?
I'm going to be honest. I would take Justin Fields because the athleticism of the NFL, the way the NFL is built now. That's the way it's built. But, I did see the video of Mac Jones where he overthrew guys left and right at his pro day. He wasn't hitting long balls, and I've seen plenty of not a lot of long balls not being hit in Chicago. That's the thing. In the NFL, Wilson and Rodgers, and I give Wilson a little bit of the deep ball is something you have to be able to throw. You have to be able to throw it and put it in a bucket. You have to be able to at least 70% of the time. You're not going to do it every time, okay? But Wilson and Rodgers are the 2 best at it, hands down. And where have they been? They're Hall of Famers. They are been in the conversation of MVP almost every year they've been in the league, and they've been to Super Bowls. So there's a correlation to that. Mm-hmm. So if you can't throw a long ball, there's a problem. Not that Justin Fields, I didn't see any of his pro day. But if I'm going just on what they can do, I kind of agree with what they're saying. But I don't know everything about Justin Fields. Trey Lance, I don't know everything about Trey Lance. I would take Mac Jones over Trey Lance probably just because Mac Jones played at a higher level than Trey Lance.
Does it not throw up red flags when you see Justin Fields talking like that, though?
That's the thing.
About his maturity, and is he going to be able
Is he Dwayne Haskins?
Exactly what I was getting
the
to.
history of the Ohio State quarterbacks, too.
When's the last time Ohio State quarterback led anybody in the NFL?
Troy Smith, Heisman winner.
When's the last name a guy that you went?
Art Schleister.
Yeah.
That is it. It's
He's
Schleister.
probably the best quarterback to ever come out
and
of
it's
there.
unfair to Justin Fields. It's not fair to him because
To
he's
the
not
next level.
He's not those guys.
We don't know that.
Yeah, and if thing is,
Terrell Pryor was a good
my team's not going to
X-factor
get my
for a
team's
while.
not going to get a chance on those guys unless they trade up, which they're probably not going to. So it is what it is. So, but I would take the athletic guy. I think probably. I mean, I would try, but if I sat down more, you know what? I'll be my homework this week. I'm going to look and I'm going to give you an answer next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to look. That's our homework next week. That's our homework, okay, guys? Let's look at Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and Justin Fields. No, you said Mac Jones and Justin Fields. Let's go to those two only. Let's look at Mac Jones and Justin Fields. Let's try to find some video on them and try to find some stuff. And we decide next week who we would want for our team. Okay? And then we'll see what happens in the draft. And then maybe if we do this for the rest of our lives, we can talk in a year and go, okay, how's our guys?
We're some damn geniuses.
Or you know?
Well, the Packers are definitely taking a quarterback in the first round.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
So it's a valid thing for us to research.
They're going to take the backup at Ohio State. Mrs. Fields.
Who was the last big quarterback taken in the first round from a team that was a winning team with all this talent, and they were like, well, he's got so
Deshaun
much
Watson.
That's what I was going to say.
But his talent on field was winning talent. His off field stuff, that's I made a joke about it.
If I remember, people thought he was overrated. But look at their team; they're so good.
Yeah,
he was pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought. Well, and the thing about Watson that made him separate from guys like Trubisky, maybe at the time, was he played in big games.
You got to play in the big games.
He played well in big games, and that's what separated him from Mahomes and Trubisky, I thought. But like we said last week, you look at those draft boards from that year. You look at them right now. Look them up. Trubisky was listed out of 6, 7 guys. He was 1. Watson was 2, and Mahomes was barely 3. So the experts.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I mean, we've talked about that 100 times.
Yeah, they just it's just weird.
But Watson's almost like a Mac Jones. I'm saying that he gets that. Oh, he's got a lot of talent around him.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, Alabama hasn't had a lot of. Just like Ohio State hasn't a lot of NFL quarterbacks. Who was the last one? Joe Namath.
Damn it, you beat me to that.
Well, you think about it, who was the last quarterback out of Alabama? You went, yeah, he's great. I mean,
Joe Willie.
So, like I'm saying though, it's kind of a
you
two-way
can do that
street.
with almost every school though.
Yeah, but
much.
your great quarterbacks always come. Your great draft picks come from weird schools. They're just
they
good
do.
Like Trevor Lawrence is going to be probably a great quarterback.
It spreads out though for
Eli
quarterbacks.
Manning. Was he great? No, but he was a winner. He went to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning with Tennessee never beat Florida in his whole career.
Right.
He's a Hall of Famer, 2-time Super Bowl champ.
Where did Favre go? Was it Ole Miss?
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss.
Yeah, Southern Miss. I mean,
they're all over the place.
Phillip Rivers, NC State. I mean, not that. I mean, all these guys.
Russell Wilson, Wisconsin,
North Carolina
Carolina,
State,
yeah.
but via then Wisconsin. Yeah. So it's just weird. I mean, but that got long. Sorry, guys. That was Darnold.
It's a good topic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think there's really. You can say what you want about quarterback factories, but it's still they're pretty spread out. It's pretty random.
So my last stuff.
He said spread out.
Oh, spread out.
That's what she said.
So my last Florida, Ohio, is this guy, and I think did you send this to me, Ed? If you did, don't tell the answer. I can't remember.
I probably forgot by now.
Oh, I saw.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so this guy stole an ambulance, and then when he got stuck in the mud with the ambulance, he just took off running, and he got caught. So that's the story. His name is Trey Cornwell, and he stole an ambulance and just took off running. I just thought his face tattoo was incredible.
That's awesome.
So, do you guys know where he's from?
He looks like he's got
Ohio
State
Buckeye
jersey
on.
Buckeye jersey, so I'm going to Ohio myself.
Or it could be a Buccaneer jersey. Look at that.
It could be.
I already forgot.
So, what do you think it is, Ed?
I don't know. I'm going to say Florida.
I'm going Ohio. He looks pale.
I said Ohio.
I'm going to go. It might be a Tampa because it looks like a lightning tattoo on his face.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what's
That's what I
doing
thought.
it.
I go, it's going to give it away to lightning tattoo, but it is Florida. Brooksville, Florida. Oh, Florida. I'm sorry, not Ohio. Brooksville, Florida. So that's our buddy Trey Cornwell. He is actually a lawyer.
He's a Tampa Bay Lightning
He's a
fan,
lawyer.
obviously.
He's a lawyer. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Seriously.
Good for him.
Yep, political science major.
And our last topic of the night, so we can get going.
Bowling?
No, it's the big one. It's Baylor wins the NCAA championship by basically dismantling Gonzaga, the previously undefeated Gonzaga. Leaves Indiana as the last undefeated team to win a championship. I think Baylor just played really well. They shot the crap out of the ball. Anywhere they wanted, they shot. And I just don't think Gonzaga can handle the athleticism of them.
Yep.
Their 3-guard play was just to our Mitchell and I had his name right down. I read it.
I can't think of it.
The guy that hit the couple threes, and Teague had a couple big shots in that game too. Like right after Baylor right after halftime, they cut it to like 9 or 10, and it was getting kind of tight, or 9 it might have been. And this guy came down, hit a 3 from about 2 feet behind the college line, and then came down and hit one directly after that from like 3 feet behind the NBA line. So he was just, and directly at just hit it. So that was pretty much separation of that. Baylor wins the NCAA tournament championship. That team was basically, before Drew got there, they were on the edge of pretty much being the death penalty.
Because they had a player shoot a player.
And they covered it up.
He covered it up.
Yep.
And then on top of that,
the coach was part of that cover up too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Scott Drew had just taken over for his old man at Valpo.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd maybe been there a year.
Yeah.
And then he took this job. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And so, like, in his last 13 full seasons was 5 Sweet 16s and 3 Elite 8s, plus an NIT championship and an NIT runner-up finish. That speaks a lot for Scott Drew, man.
Yep.
Good recruiting.
Good lineage. Good lineage.
And our final topic of the night, one more. We have our fan poll, which only a couple I remember them. Favorite vacation spot, and the one I had was Fort Myers. Was hot. Put it on. How many people answered this week? Maybe because it was I don't know.
In between week, I mean.
Yeah, maybe we're off. So let's answer ourselves. What's your favorite place to go on vacation if you can? Where would you like to go if you haven't been there, or you've been already? Eric, go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's a tough question. There's so many places that I've been to that I love. I'm kind of a beach guy, but I'm also kind of a mountain guy. I went to Estes Park, in the Rocky Mountains, Colorado last year. It was amazing. I'd go there every year if I could. It's just, I mean, I've never been in the Caribbean. I know Ed's a big tropical island guy. I would love to do something like that at some point. So I'm sure there's tons of places that are on my list.
Really?
Flint, Michigan.
I tell you what, as a kid, we never went on many vacations. Just one of those things we didn't do. I mean, our big vacation was going to Cedar Point once a year. I mean, that we had a great time in that, and they have some great fries there.
Yeah, they are awesome.
They are awesome. But I'm going to tell you what, just going anywhere in northern Michigan, like a cabin, hanging out there, having a lake close to you, having a few cold ones, and hanging out with some friends, that's a great vacation for me. So,
I'll be finding those friends.
I'm still looking.
Ed.
I was supposed to do Europe on COVID year. What was that, last year? I don't know. It's been years now. I can't remember. Yeah, I'd like to do Europe, especially like Eastern Europe over from Poland, like to Czech Republic, maybe down to like Austria that way.
With some sauerkraut and
yeah, maybe and what's that other one down
buy some
there?
lederhosen.
I'd be a fan of going somewhere like that. Germany, Austria.
Yeah, hit the
Italy.
edge. Yeah, the northern Italy.
Italia. The homeland.
Yeah, Italy's kind of a
Exactly.
Italy's kind of a deal on its own. You could do the whole. You could spend,
Greece would be cool. Coast of Greece would be cool.
Yeah, you can do a week there too. I was kind of just want to do like a train. Because their rail systems are good.
Don't want to train.
Come on,
It's
ride
Europe.
the train
They're really open there.
and ride it.
That's what she said.
Come on,
Prague,
ride
you
the
can do it
train.
for like $30.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's a little out of the way, but
Yeah, take the train there.
hash
Wait,
bar,
hold on.
little hash bar there.
No, I Eastern Europe I'd like to do. I've traveled quite a bit, but yeah, I haven't been over there.
Scott, how about you?
I'm gonna say Riviera Maya next year for my birthday.
I was
That's
gonna
really the best
say
trip
God, I
ever.
hope I can
Hey,
pull
this-
that off.
Let's get the rates on that thing.
I
Let's
got
get
it
it going.
going.
Come on, just get it going.
I've got some started. I just gotta, because the flights are shitty now, the prices. So I'll let
That's a toss up on
My
vacation.
brother said he's into.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Oh, did you
That's
talk to-
awesome.
okay.
I'll talk. Yeah. He was telling me that's awesome. I said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But don't you think of that? That's the hard part on a vacation. Do you want to sit on a beach and do nothing and
Yes.
just party,
Yes.
Or do you want to go see stuff? That's
Yes.
the
Well,
thing when you talk about
I'll
Europe.
do, but no, it's different. If I'm with a bunch of people, I think it's better to do what we're trying to do is to do
party.
you got the
on
all
beach,
inclusive.
get
You can hang out at the
sunburned.
bars. You can drink, hang out.
I'm still going to go scuba diving at yours. Probably like 2 mornings.
Wear
when you
banana
guys,
hammocks.
when you guys are hungover and
'Cause
not
I'm
getting
like-
up, I'll be out early.
I like both. I like both kind of vacations.
I like doing
really,
things.
you know?
I just it's what you want to do. I mean, I'm a fan of going to Disney
Yeah.
with the
But
family. I
again,
like Disney.
Disney's busy. You're constantly
I don't mind that.
going.
Jenny, she's more of the beach person.
Yeah.
Where I like to do. I don't mind Magic Kingdom, but like Epcot's awesome.
You can only relax
Universal's
so
aw-
much.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if I was like I had a house on the beach,
Yeah.
then it'd be different. Then I
Sure.
could go outside. So, by the way, that'd be awesome. Like I think you did that. You were right off the beach when you went to. Where'd you go? Costa Rica, maybe it was. You were right on the beach, kind of,
Costa
or a block
Rica,
away.
yeah, Costa
You
Rica
walk
on
to
the
the beach every day. Yeah,
Panama, we were right on the
yeah,
beach.
that's different. When you got the beach right there, you got to do all the driving. Like when we were in Florida, we went to what's the beach everybody goes to? What's it called?
Coco?
No,
Daytona?
it's in. No, it's on the west side. It's the White Sand Beach.
Destin?
No, Sarasota or whatever that is.
Yeah, but
I
anyway,
can't think of the name of it.
like that, you have to go park, do this, get out.
Yeah.
Where if I can just walk to the beach, I do it every day. Like I don't mind laying around by the pool and going to the pool.
Yeah.
When I'm fine with that.
Those lazy beach
Yeah.
towns where you could just kind of just walk to
Yes.
something and
I'm going to
sit for
Fort
a while.
Lauderdale in, I think it's only 2 weeks now. 3 weeks? Yeah, doing just the same thing right on the beach.
Oh, Siesta Key was.
Oh, yeah,
There you
Siesta
go.
Key, yeah.
And Jeff Jankowski said his vacation spot is Racine, Wisconsin.
That's right.
Oh,
they have an awesome
Jeff.
beach there, the North Beach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get
Good
all the
Italian.
needles you want.
Good pizza, good pasta.
Yeah,
and then
the-
that Mexican restaurant that serves the that you went to.
Tacos?
Well, the top. But
not
what
the
was the
Blue
name of it?
Silver.
The El Padrinos.
Las Mariachis.
But
That-
what was this thing called?
El
The
Padrino.
El
yeah.
Padrinos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the steak and shrimp taco. I'm telling you, man, you will to die for.
I'm gonna go.
And you're not going to have to pay as much to go to Racine either.
No.
No, see,
it's
quick
They might
drive.
pay. They might pay you to come there.
You can
Yeah.
stay at the Seeker Hotel
Seeker White Brick. Is that
on Durand Avenue.
Yeah. The Seek. How do you know?
It's on Durand. I grew up right over there.
At the Seeker Motel. Your family lived in the Seeker Motel.
We
Room
ran it.
7.
We ran it. We're kind of like Schitt's Creek. We ran the whole.
Hourly rentals.
How did you know? How do you know, Ed?
Shit's Creek.
How do you know? Oh, you still have that VIP card.
I
Don't
do,
you?
yeah. It's like I got
I
one
remember you.
I got one for the Seeker and the Bluebird.
The Bluebird.
So yeah, I think that's all we got tonight. Let me check my.
That's it. Just that
Check your notes.
4-hour show.
No, it's not that.
We thought this was going to be a short show.
I've
too.
got
I
one
don't
thing
even have
for
any
you
notes.
guys.
Oh, Willie's
Oh.
got
Oh yeah,
a,
any random thoughts, guys? I'm
I
sorry.
do have a
Go
random thought
ahead,
here.
go, Willie.
Has anybody watched Jeopardy in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, that was awesome. You're talking about the guy's answer?
The
Aaron
answer,
Rodgers?
number one, that was
Oh,
great.
Did you see? You guys see that?
I watched one episode of
You-
the
you-
Rogers, but it wasn't that
This
one.
was this
It wasn't
first
that
first night.
Was this the
for-
question? The answer?
Yeah, let's
tell
hear
him,
it. Let's
tell
hear
him
it.
this.
He was
this
like-
is great.
He goes, "Who decided to kick the field goal?"
that was his answer.
was the
for
guy's-
Final
His answer.
Jeopardy.
He didn't know the answer, but he just said, "Who decided to kick the field
and
goal?"
what was what did Aaron Rodgers say to him?
He was very political. He said,
No, did he say, "I wish we knew"?
That's
Something like
right,
that.
Something like
Oh.
that. But he's very political. But the executive producer of Jeopardy is saying this could be his next career. He's that good. Everybody likes this guy.
I watched
he's
the one
smart.
episode.
I mean-
I thought it was very boring.
He's always good to Final Jeopardy. I heard.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but Alex Trebek was boring too. Oh my God.
He's better. He's always good.
You gotta like that, Eddie.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
like that.
he's always good in the
I
semifinal.
just
The
stopped it. His head
semifinal.
stops at mid-say and goes, "Oh, really?"
really?
When I get to turn my head and not talk for a second, just look at me and go, "Really? Wow."
Career.
So that was a good one. Okay, I apologize. I didn't watch any of them though. I just saw that on highlight. His face was classic Rogers. He's like almost what do I say here? Oh, I wish we knew.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, but Trebek was boring like that too.
Trebek,
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's just
He was right. You're wrong. Get out.
He seemed to have like the one episode I watched. He seemed to have he did all the cheesiness that Trebek used to
Yeah.
do, and
He studied the crap out of
tell you
that.
what,
Rogers is cheesy.
So
he's just
the
kind
four
of a
people
dork.
he's better than Kent Jennings because Jennings is like a robot. Katie Kirk was marginal at best. Dr. Oz, I didn't think he was that good. I mean, he was personable, but he just didn't.
You know what? I not saying again like Rogers was the last guy after those guys, right?
Right.
And Rogers was good. I heard he was very good. But this is almost becoming like the Harry Carey thing and singing at the game. It's like it's
gonna
overblown.
be a hard one.
Pick somebody. You got to pick somebody.
Well,
Pick
there's
somebody
so many
already.
guys out there.
You can't
hosting
pick
game
Rodgers
shows.
right now. You can't have Rodgers be the host now. He's got to
He
play
can do
football.
it.
He's
He
gonna
can
get.
do it.
He's gonna get
Oh, he
cut.
could?
He can do it.
He's gonna
Oh, yeah,
get. He's gonna
that's
get
right.
cut.
Yeah, or
After
Jordan
they
Love can
draft-
do it.
No, they do it.
What's his
backup
name?
for-
Mac Jones.
All he needs is because
It's not much time.
it's 50 days.
Yeah.
Is what they do it. They do it in 50
Really?
days for the year.
So he
Well,
could do
the
it.
next host is going to be Anderson Cooper's coming up, which I can't wait. And then and who's after that? I heard.
the kid.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon. No. No.
Shaq.
Kevin Durant.
Oh, I'd love to see.
Barkley.
I'd love to see Barkley do it.
Answer
No,
question.
that is
After you answer it
terrible.
wrong,
Terrible.
That's terrible.
Wait, real quick. So let's real quick. John Gruden's the host of Jeopardy, and what was your name?
Christopher Lloyd.
And Christopher Lloyd is the contestant. So what's the question? So you got to ask him what category. Football for 200.
This is Jeopardy.
I'll tell you, I take football for 250.
All right, you guys. Who was the last left-handed quarterback to be in the Hall of Fame?
My left hand. I think it's Steve Young. Yes.
You're an idiot, but you're correct.
That was good. The show's over. We got to end right there. We're done right there. That's it.
Mic drop.
So real quick, last thoughts for the show. We'll start with Willie. We'll go the other way. Willie.
Hey, I'll look for all you guys, all your smiling faces, to be at the VFW on Thursday night to see me win our second
Yeah,
championship.
remind me because I'm old.
I will.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
remind you.
Remind me because I'm going to be waxing my back.
I'll
that
get
night.
you a $2.50.
me and you are
$2.50
going.
beer.
Oh, are we going to?
Two for one.
Okay.
2 for 1.
Why not?
I'll stop out if you're going to go out. Let me
Yeah,
know.
let's do it.
Okay.
I'll try to be there. This is my final thought, but I got a serious Coob match, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it.
We set up in the backyard for you.
Oh, okay. Kill two birds with one stone.
I think I'm going to go because I don't even remember what happened the last couple of weeks. Me and a couple guys, we bought a case of Parmesan cheese and we smoked the whole thing. It was like a 3-week bender. I don't even remember. That stuff will get you, man.
You know, that Parmesan cheese is lethal, I heard.
It
Yes.
is.
Did you know the street value of that Parmesan is?
It's pure.
This is pure Parmesan.
Did you get it from Tenuda's?
This is some pure cheese, man.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. So once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Great show, guys, this week. I thought it was awesome. I don't have any final thoughts, but baseball's getting going, so that's good. Cubs are sucking right now, so that's not good. Brewers are playing pretty well. The White Sox will probably come around because they got a pretty good team. They should. Bucks. Bucks.
I was going to say I'm glad we didn't talk about the Bucks this week.
well,
Let's wait till next week.
I don't think they're a championship team right now, but we'll see. Giannis been hurt. I mean, or out. I don't know if he's hurt.
it's hard
It's
to
management, so it is what it is, and we'll see. It's when the playoffs come. We'll talk. The playoff time is when basketball gets good, especially the Bucks are in it. So
Willie.
And
Playoffs.
But Kevin Garnett or Kevin Durant doesn't want it. It's not about.
well, he don't want it,
championships.
so that's one less team
So
to worry
maybe
about.
it's, yeah. So
One
maybe
quick
it is
thing:
Bucks here.
Seth Curry's 19 points behind Wilt Chamberlain, the all-time scoring leader.
19 conquests too. I heard.
Yeah, that's right.
So one.
He said 6 or
9.
6,000?
Something like that.
So once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast for Ed, Willie, and Eric. I am Scott. Stay classy, Wisconsin.